I am live on YouTube. Yay! I'm live. I made it. It's going to wait for a few people to roll in here. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Happy Halloween, everyone. Hi there, Holland Sass. Nice to see ya. Selena, always a pleasure. You know, my cigarette addiction has got to be a part of this because that's just, I accept myself at this point. I'm a cigarette mom. Yeah. Oh, hi, Maureen. Nice to see you. So happy. How's everyone's I don't know, how's everyone's last couple weeks been? I did end up doing a live stream last week with Michael. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, it's on Riding Through the Unknown with Michael. It was a great stream. I had a great time. I was on cloud nine. I was buzzing the whole time. Honestly, I've had some really crazy ups and downs these past, I don't know, week, 2 weeks now. Even got in a car accident. I literally I think was it the day before, the day after the stream with Michael? I can't remember, but someone hit the back of my car in the middle of a DoorDash. And I literally left. Hi there, Jason. And I literally left the scene for a minute. I told the guy because he hit me and he was going to be in trouble. He knew it. So I was literally 1.4 miles away from my drop off. And I was like, okay, listen, guy. I was like, I'm going to go run and drop this off real quick. I'll be right back. I could tell he was the type of guy that wasn't going to flee the scene. So I was like, I'll be right back. And when I came through with that DoorDash, otherwise I would have had to been like, go through the app, I got in a car accident, and then now I have this food, and I'm like, no, I'm not trying to interrupt my dash. He felt really, really bad. Hi there, Sea Beach. Nice to see you. Can I, you know what? It's so funny that you mentioned that because I think I do have a small take on it. I haven't really been pondering the 3i Atlas too much, like it seems like a lot of other people in the community have been doing. But, Spirit talks to me through dreams, songs, movies, TV shows. And when I was doing the live stream with Michael last week, Spirit brought up this movie that I hadn't thought of in over 8 years. And it made me think of the 3i Atlas, quite honestly. So I'll tell you what that movie was called. I don't know if many people will have seen this movie or not, but it was called Arrival. I thought it was called The Arrival, but it's not. It was called Arrival. And it has, I think Amy Adams in it and Jeremy Renner. And seriously, Spirit brings this movie as I'm in the middle of a live stream. And they're like, oh yeah, remember this movie? Do you remember this movie? And I'm sitting there and I'm talking about what I remember of the movie. And all of a sudden it clicked. And I was like, holy shit. This movie lines up with a huge part of my story. A huge part. I'm like, that's too huge of a synchronicity not to have. How did I not remember this sooner? And so I'll tell you what the summary of the movie was real quick before we get into the readings, because I definitely do want to pull some cards for people tonight. I don't have too much that I plan to talk about other than a little bit here and there. So first off, I do think that the 3i Atlas is bringing some information to us. I do think it's a spacecraft of some sort, quite honestly. I don't really sense any beings on it. It almost feels though like it's going to be it's a information carrier, and it's coming and it's bringing information to people, the certain people that it's going to going to connect with it, and it's like going to give people downloads. So let me just give everyone a quick shout out, though. Thank you guys for coming and showing up and being here with me. Happy Halloween. It's nice to see everyone. Divine Connections with Susan. Susan, I forgot that you changed your name. Yeah, when people change their name on YouTube, it throws me off after I've known their screen name for so long. And Joanna, so lovely to see you. So happy to be here with you guys today. Like I said earlier at the beginning, I've been going on a roller coaster lately where it's like, I go from being super sad to like, wait a second. I have true love. Like, wait. I have true love in my heart. Wait, why? How can I be sad? It was like literally, I had this whole day last week, and for multiple days now, where it's like I'm just out there and I'm door dashing and things were just going wrong after one thing after another. Like I dropped off the wrong order to some chick. I got in a car accident. Like something else had happened that day. And it was like, like the guy gets out of the car and he comes up to me. He's like, he's all upset and he's shaking. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. It's just a car. It's just a car. Because, and I have true love. So like, how can I be upset? When you have true love in your heart, it's like, oh, anything can happen. You'll be fine, And so I've kind of been feeling like, wow, and like just really letting all these divine miracles that have happened in my life, like really start to sink in. And so the movie, okay, Arrival. If you guys don't know what this movie is about, it's a very interesting movie. It's about basically these spaceships come and they land, 12 of them all around the world. And inside the spaceships, there are these squid beings. I hope this camera doesn't just keep moving all around. I don't know why. I mean, I'm trying to stay a little bit still here. Yes, it is a very, very interesting movie, is it not? Okay. So these 12 spaceships land all around the world and in different countries. And it looks like they call them shells because they look like, I guess you could say, like almost like a sunflower seed in the way they sit up on the land. And it kind of, I don't know, immediately it made me think of Three Eye Atlas, quite honestly. Now, let me tell you something, guys. I have not seen this movie since before I had my daughter. I saw this movie one time when I was pregnant with my daughter before my Soul Red Walking ever came. Okay? And don't let me forget, guys, I had a crazy dream I want to tell you about that connects to the last time that I streamed, which was like 2 weeks ago at this point, about the astral clones and stuff like that. We are going to get into a crazy ass dream I had about it. You know me, my dreams, they usually come true. But when the ones that don't come true, I know that those aren't really dreams. Those are something else. So anyway, these 12 different spacecraft come and they land, and they have these beings inside of them, and they call them heptapods, which they're basically like these really weird looking squid beings with hands that open up into like 5 different tentacles and stuff like that. And so Amy Adams' character is basically she's a linguist, and she's paired up with this scientist, which is Jeremy Renner's character, and they go in with the government to try and communicate with these aliens. And throughout the movie, basically, she is the first person to finally get somewhere with them, because obviously all the countries that these alien spaceships have landed in, they've all been trying to communicate with these heptapods. And these heptapods are just making these really weird groaning and like low-pitched sounds of weird sounds and stuff. And so they aren't able to dissect it. So what she figures out is that she's going to start using the written language to help them understand each other, and it cracks the code. And so while she's connecting with them throughout the movie, she keeps having these really weird, it looks like she's remembering things. You don't really know at the time. It's just she's remembering things. Like she has this daughter, and she's remembering all these times where she had to teach her daughter things, and how the daughter is like sad because her and the dad aren't together. And over time you start like, who's the dad? We don't even know who the dad is until the end. And as it turns out, these heptapods are really advanced beings, and the way they communicate, even written wise, they communicate in this circle. Okay. And the circles, the way they line up, it's like they're able to convey more than what a sentence can convey. It like can convey like 30, like a whole concept in a single circle, which is like communicating with everyone. And so they end up, she keeps having these visions, right? Or like memories. You think they're memories, but you come to find out that they weren't memories at all, that they're visions. And so, because what they're doing is they're unlocking something for her. They're unlocking her future, basically. They're unlocking time for her, because that is the tool, the weapon, so to speak, that they came to offer humanity, which was like their language. It was literally their language. They came to give it to humanity, because it unlocks time. It unlocks time, because for them time is not linear, it's a circle. Now, if you've been following me and my story, which reminds me, let me also bring up my daughter and her amazing, hilarious video. I want to just give her a shout out, because it was so adorable, this video she made not that long ago. So anyway, if you know my story at all, when I had my high heart activation slash sacred marriage to God, which is what I always call it. And the reason I call it that is because that is literally what they told me in dreams, multiple dreams. It was a marriage. You got married, yada, yada, yada. And when they asked me to deliver my message and share it with people that were important to me, and then they came, and these guides came to me, and I could feel these beings. They like, it was literally like three of them, but only two of them spoke. And that was when they told me time doesn't work how I think it works. Time is more like a circle. Everything has a beginning and an ending, and was my ending beginning. Okay, so that's kind of what it was for her in the movie too, when she met these heptapods. All right, it was showing her the ending, and she was at the beginning. Okay, so that's what it ended up being. And oh God, it honestly was quite a sad movie, and I can see why I only watched it once. But the fact that that part of that synced up with part of my story, it started to make a little more sense now. Not only that, but the fact that Michael was saying that when he looks at me, he feels like he gets mermaid vibes. And I was like, well, I feel more like a squid being, quite honestly, like a squid type of being, because for one, one of the main characters I always relate to is Calypso, and she's basically the goddess of the ocean, and she can change into anything. And honestly, my villain character is always Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And on top of that, I had a vision of my higher self once, and they showed me, and it was like an aquatic being. Okay. And here's another crazy synchronicity that happened. After that stream, my daughter came home from her dad's, and she out of nowhere randomly brings up that she was playing with our cat, and she was like, do you think Nia, our cat, is going to be a human in the next lifetime? No, hi there, White Swan. Um, she was like, do you think that Nia is going to be a human in the next lifetime? And I guess her dad said something to her that made that this like triggered something for her. And she said to me that she basically got an argument with her dad, because her dad said something about me having been a human in a past life. And she was like, no, my mom was a squid in a past life. And I thought that's so interesting, because she didn't hear my live stream. She didn't know anything that I had been talking about as far as it came to these squid beings. But she remembered, you see, she remembered one of the first stories that I ever shared with her. And I've shared this story before on other live streams, where when I did, like, I guess, a looking at some of the past lives that I've had when I came here to Earth, and how it all started for me. And one time my spirit guides, they tried to take me to the bottom of the ocean. They were going to show me something in the bottom of the ocean, and I was actually really, really scared of the ocean. Hi, Victor. I'm so glad you could make it. So I was really scared to go to the depths of the ocean, because it's black, and I'm pretty sure I've died in the ocean before, and so I didn't really want to go. But they were like, no, come with us. We're going to show you something about your past. And so I went, and when we got down there, they showed me this lifetime where I had been a deep, deep underwater squid being that had these luminescent, blue luminescent tentacles. and such. And I lived my life down here in this deep, dark ocean. And at one point, I started to float up towards the surface, and I was very scared about that, honestly. But I knew that that was what had to happen. And I found out later on, actually, coincidentally, that when octopies or octopuses, whatever you want to call them, when they die, okay, squid beings, when they die, when the deep, um, basically what the thing that allows them to sink, that ability starts to go away. And so as they start to die, they do start to rise to the surface of the ocean. And so that was what they were showing me. They were showing me rising to the top of the ocean. And I had no idea what I was going to see, because I had lived my entire life in the complete pitch black with only my own light as a source of light and other, things that would glow down there. And when I got up to the surface of the water, I saw the sun. I saw the sun for the first time, and I felt the feeling of what it felt like to see the sun. And it was like, this is God. I felt the warmth of the sunlight on my skin. And it was like, for the first time, I knew what love felt like. I knew that this was a representative of God, and that this warmth and this energy that was coming from it was love. And that was the point that I released from my body, and I rose out of my body, and I looked down, and I could see myself as this squid, and I just died. I could see my eye. And that was when I upgraded from a deep underwater sea creature to I guess like a land mammal, I guess you could say, the next one, because I believe that consciousness ascends. It ascends like that. Okay. Like I've talked about before, for plant life, that ascension would be the enlightenment of a plant life would be becoming a flower, and so when we ascend these different levels, something has to trigger that enlightenment. And I feel like that enlightenment is always triggered by a remembrance of God and source. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy you remember that, Christina. It's nice to see you here too. So anyway, I thought that was a nice little confirmation. So anyway, to get back to Arrival, the movie, in the long run, what they had been showing her, what she didn't understand, because time works differently for them than it does for her, for us, was they were showing her visions of her future, and how she ended up having a child with the scientist that she was paired to work with, her coworker. And they were married and everything like that. But part of what she didn't tell him was about something really bad that was going to happen in the future. She didn't tell them about that part. And so he was so upset, he was so hurt about it, that he left her because she didn't tell him sooner. And it was basically that their daughter, after, I don't know, I think she might have been, she seemed to be somewhere between like 18 and 22 or something at that point, but she had some rare sickness, and she ended up dying and passing away. And so that's why I was like, God, no wonder I only watched this movie once. It was so fucking sad. But the point of the aliens being there, and the point of the gift that they offered her, was they offered her their language, because that language opened up time for her. And it was going to be the key to helping humanity with something. And they were doing it because in 3,000 years, they were going to need humanity's help. So this is how they were going to help humanity to unlock time. And then in 3,000 years, they were hoping that exchange would allow humanity to help them. So yeah, it was pretty crazy synchronicities that happened there. And so anyway, my daughter, just to get back on that point real quick, she has her own YouTube videos, right? She has her own YouTube channel, and she makes a bunch of shorts and everything like that. And she made the most adorable fucking little video. It was so cute. And she was actually being herself. She was like, hey guys, like, if you've been following me for a while now, you'll know that about 3 months ago, I was hanging out with this guy named Stephanie, and she would post pictures of her dancing on Roblox with this guy named Stephanie. And she was like, well, I'm just here to tell you guys that, like, he's gone. He's gone now. Like, he's just disappeared. I can't find him anywhere. And so it's just really sad. And I'm really like bummed about it. She's just really expressing herself, and she was doing it in such an authentic way. And it was the most moving video, like, for a mom to see her daughter expressing herself like that and putting herself out there. And it definitely felt like she, had been looking up to some of the things that I do, some of the phrases that she was saying. Even I was like, wow, like, and I just told her, I complimented her on it. I was like, Sarah, that was such a good video, but she felt a little too vulnerable with it, and she ended up deleting the video, which I was kind of bummed about. But anyway, the last thing I want to talk about was, oh God, to wrap up from last week's videos, 2 weeks ago now, video about the astral cloning. Okay, if you guys remember, I went into the whole, yeah, he gone. Exactly, Maureen. She was like, he gone. Like, it was so adorable. I mean, just imagine an 8-year-old girl, just like, she's already likes boys and everything. She's the type where she's like, well, this one girl I know, she's 10 and she has a boyfriend. And I'm just like, well, you know what? I'm like, you're not. Like, you're not going. You really think your dad or I is going to let you have a boyfriend at 8 years old? Like, come on, girl. Like, you're pushing it. You're pushing things. So, yeah, adorable. God bless my child. God bless all of them. Honestly, I do need some prayers. I am asking for some prayers, not just for all of my children, but specifically my son Joshua, who is on the autism spectrum. We had a psychological evaluation today because we are trying to get him disability benefits from the state. And they always like decline you, like they always they deny you the first time. So, like, we have a lawyer, we're in this appeals process, and we had to go through this psychological evaluation. And I try to really think that he's really capable of having a normal life, so to speak, whatever normal might be, at least a fulfilling life. You know what I'm saying? But in order to really tell the truth and possibly get these benefits, I kind of, I had to say something. I had to say what I saw about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that he struggles with. Like, I had to specifically call them out. And it was so hard for me as a mom, and to own up, not only that, but to what he'd been through in his childhood and what my life had basically fostered for him because of the mistakes that I made and the bad decisions that I was making, and how, I feel super guilty about that. And, like, I brought some of this on him, and so he's really struggling because, people need purpose. People need to feel like they have a reason to be here, a job, something to do. And imagine, like, you have this condition to where it's like you can't just function like a normal person and just have a normal job. Like, he's very sensitive to sounds. He freezes really easy, gets really overwhelmed really easy. And I just never wanted to make him feel like he was any less capable, though, of having a life outside of just being on the autism spectrum. So I definitely need some prayers because I'm feeling like a failure here when it comes to this situation. And so I thought I might as well just come out here and ask, because I know prayers help. So thank you for everyone who does pray for me. I really, God bless you. Like, I feel it in my heart. Like, God bless anyone who watches the stream now and in the future. God bless all my subscribers. God bless anyone who is just following me even and isn't a subscriber, but I highly recommend you do subscribe, but I really do send my blessings out to you all, like, with all my heart. Because, I have true love in my heart. And if you remember, I have true love like that. I've been buzzing about this. I'm like, I really experienced true love. I have true love. So anyway, let me tell you about the crazy dream I had that relates to the stream 2 weeks ago. So, as you know, I was talking about how I was going to clone someone, right? I was like, yeah, we're just going to make an astral clone of you, my main guide over here, right? And who's someone I know, someone who I know in real life, but this person, they keep telling me they're a future version of them and they're here and they're helping me because I asked. That's why. Let me just get that out. I asked for them to do this. That was one of the many requests that in the midst of, I guess, the mirror stage of the world card and tarot, like in when I was in that stage, there's a lot of things that I asked for, and it seems like all those things ended up happening. And so when I say my dream after dream after dream came true, it was like this is one of those things I was talking about. I asked this person, I said, I prayed to God. I was just like, I want them to come help walk me out of this. Like if they're as important in as a person in my life as what spirit keeps telling me and the synchronicities that keep showing up, then come and help me out here, like come walk me out. Like not only that, but it was like because I had started doing this thing where where you just have that conversations going in your head, what I'm saying? And so I was taught, like, just let those conversations run. Just let those conversations run, which really reminded me of the movie A Dangerous Method about Carl Jung and one of his coworkers, Sabina Spielberg. I don't remember exactly her name, but anyway, and it's the talking method. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how Carl Jung would do his talking therapy. And she was one of the first people she was the first person that he ever tried this talking therapy, this talking cure out on. And so I started having these conversations, like I said, and one of those conversations being, I'm going to make an astral clone. Okay, it'll be fine. And well, how will we do that? Well, this is how we'll do that. All that type of stuff. Now, I would listen, guys. I literally just was thought, if the brain doesn't know the difference between what we imagine, what we close, and we really visualize and focus with our intention on, if the brain doesn't know the difference between that and what we really do, like I remember the example that the video I watched gave me. It was like, if you run a marathon, compare it to someone who closes their eyes and just visualizes and imagines running that marathon. Your brain will fire off the same electrical impulses in the same way as if you ran that marathon. It doesn't know the difference. So I just started doing these things because I'm like, you know what? If all I have is me, if I'm the one that's here to save me, then I'm going to imagine the best life possible. But the thing is the more I started doing these visualizations and the more I started having these conversations, the more they started to show up in my outside world. The more synchronicities started happening, and it started blowing my mind. These miracles, these dreams coming true all the time. And so I'm just kind of like blown away by it. Like I would have been totally fine. I accepted that, like, oh, this is just me thinking and daydreaming, and I love doing that. But like I said, then it started happening, and I realized later on, because someone else brought the information to me about the law of assumption, that's technically what I've been using the law of assumption. I've been letting my love drive my divine will, which God had told me, like the new earth needs strong, powerful leaders. And I'd asked them, powerful how? And they said willpower. And so I think that I've been cultivating my willpower, and that's how I've been using and making all these manifestations happen. I've been just asking God for these things. I asked God to send me my time traveling husband, for one, after I watched Outlander, and I was like, where's my Jamie? I'm like, you're going to bring him to me. That was one of the things I asked for. But anyway, let's get back to the crazy ass, weird ass dream I had, right? Did you get it right, Chris? You might have gotten it right. So anyway, I mean, I even manifested the exact body shape that I wanted. Okay, because I knew the placebo effect works, and I knew that, again, the brain doesn't know the difference between what you imagine to be true and what is actually true outside of you. And so for me, I kept imagining this is what I want to look like. I picked this actress that I wanted to look like, and in 6 months, I had that exact body shape that I wanted. It's almost like Page of Rods, like beginner's luck. It almost felt like, even though, it's like, wow, okay, this stuff really works. So I'm just going to keep on doing this. Okay, so I had this dream where basically the clone was meeting up with the person that we cloned from. And I was watching from an outsider's perspective. And it was like in a park, and they were sitting on this park bench. He'd come to check it out, basically. The person that I cloned, they'd come to check out, um, I guess, to talk to the clone and see, like, ask him some questions and stuff like that. And then the clone I had made too, they were there too. It was like the three of them were meeting there, and the clone of me was sitting in between the two of them. And I could see the person we cloned, I could see him and his face. But the other guy, he was like, because they were facing each other, and from where my perspective was, I couldn't see the clone, the astral clone's face, but I could see the long hair, and it kind of reminded me of Jeff Goldblum's hair, which is like, it's curly a little bit, and it was a little bit scruffy, but I was like, oh, wow, that's funny. And so they were talking, they were having this conversation telepathically. And the only part that I took away from it that I could catch on to was basically he was saying to the clone, he was like, so you just push thoughts into her head? Is that it? You just share my thoughts with her, push those thoughts into her head? And the clone was basically saying, well, something like that. But, it's like, because we're all connected, and I'm you and you're me, and we're telepathic. That is what the dream was. And like I tell you guys all the time, my dreams usually come true the next day. Like, I did have a really weird dream the other night, and a bunch of the elements showed up the next day. But in this case, it didn't. In this case, none of it showed up. So I could tell this was not a normal type of dream. This was like I was watching something happening that was outside of myself in some other realm, so to speak, is what it felt like. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was really funny. And but like I said, it's been an emotional roller coaster for me these past couple weeks. Like, I've been riding the highs of, okay, so wait, this is what I'm just supposed to be doing? I'm just supposed to be feeling this way? I'm just supposed to allow myself, without guilt or shame, to feel this way, to have the feelings that I feel, to feel just true love in my heart and the things that inspire me to feel that way. Because that's the thing. Having done that first major heart wish that I did, and having watched it basically spring to life, from that point on, every manifestation that I did truly was to prove to myself. I was like, if I did that one, then I should be able to repeat it. It was all to prove to myself that first one happened. And so my love for that person and my love for everything that has happened to me is part of the foundation of what I built myself on, what I built my tower on, my tower of beliefs about my life and who I am and my purpose and my meaning and how my power works and everything like that. And what I love about that is that it always brings me back to my love for God. It's like my love for God is the foundation on which I built myself. And then my love for that situation and what happened is the second layer. And then every single manifestation that I've done after that has just been a building upon building upon building, which is unshakable because it's true divine miracle. Like, there's no way I could have orchestrated the amount of synchronicities and connections that are so meaningful to me, like the Corbin one, the meta-crisis doctor being called Corbin, and then Corbin Dallas, which for me, my heart activation and sacred marriage ceremony, they've compared it to the fifth element, the ending of the fifth element. So I thought, that's crazy. Do you know what else though? Corbin actually means raven. It means raven or little crow, which I was like, wow, that's a really beautiful name. Actually, I really do like that name now. I wish I had looked that up sooner. Nice to see you, Surface Planet Radio. I saw you pop in. So that is what I have been going through, these ups and downs of just feeling completely connected to God and my purpose. Because it's like, I feel like my soul's purpose is the thing that gets me the most excited, the thing that I like to think about and feel the most, and it really brings magic into my everyday life when I'm feeling that way, when I allow myself to feel that way without guilt or shame and just want what I want. That is what gives my life the magic. And when I make myself feel bad about that, that's when life feels like there's no point and it's hopeless. And not that it's perfect, you know, not that, like I said, I got in a car accident, but I was like, it's fine, you know, because I get to feel this connection. I get to feel this connection to God's love. And I get to know what that feels like inside me. And I'm so grateful and I'm so happy for that, you know. So I'm trying to think if there's one more thing that I wanted to mention, if there was anything else. I know I've been watching some of the astrology stuff lately, but I can't remember anything about that at this moment. I will say this came out of nowhere. And Christina, you might like this. You know Sloan Bella, right? I love Sloan Bella because I really believe in her psychic gifts. She does a lot of energetic channelings of people who have passed away. And so I was listening to, by the way, we're about to pull cards. I was watching her the other day, and out of nowhere, you know, I've always honestly hated my moon sign. I'll just tell you guys. I've always hated my moon sign and the house that it was in. And out of nowhere, Sloan Bella, who's been a very practiced astrologer and psychic reader for like a couple decades now. And she said, oh yeah, she said, the most psychic sign is a Virgo moon in the 3rd house. She said, even above Cancer, which I thought was very, even above the other signs that are supposedly psychic. She said, there's no stronger psychic sign than a Virgo moon in the 3rd house. And I thought, holy shit. You know, like, and I didn't like my Virgo moon, but now I'm starting to like it because now I'm starting to realize, okay, that's where I'm getting this gift from. That is, wait a second. I just really am really psychic, like really super psychic. Like and like, that is how God's been guiding me through my life. Like, okay, so I'm just like, all right, God, if what you have been guiding me through this point has gotten me this far, like, keep guiding me, you know, keep showing me what it is you want me to do, like, so that I can continue to feel this and share this love with other people. Because I feel like you take that gift and you share that energetically with other people when you're in that state. You know, it's just like when someone's in a bad mood and you go and you're in their presence and suddenly you're feeling in that bad mood, right? Like, I want to be on a certain level. I want to be able to find a way to maintain that stable, consistent feeling of love and happiness to where I can bring that as a gift to the people that I interact with on a regular daily basis. And hopefully maybe that can even inspire them in some way that maybe is unforeseen to me. You know, because even in the movie Arrival, that was how she ended up stopping the war. Everyone, like, they were all about to blow each other up and stuff like that. But she was able to trust herself. And she made this phone call to the ruler of China, I guess you could say. And she didn't know why she needed to say this message, but she just trusted. And she said this message to the Chinese ruler. And he later on told her at a party, basically, he was like, you basically said my wife's last dying words. And that was why I listened to you. And that was why I took you seriously. And that was what saved the planet from basically destroying itself. So I just thought that was really special for me. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So, but let's get on to some of the funner stuff, right? Because I'll be, like I said, I'm in this up and down roller coaster right now. I'm like feeling with my children, but then I'm feeling with all the things that, you know, that I've been experiencing lately. And it's been a really weird mix, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm healing. I know I'm growing. Like, I know I'm on the right path. I wouldn't be getting so many signs and synchronicities if I wasn't on the right path for what my intention and goal was, which is always highest timeline of love and joy for Earth and all her creatures, and an outcome better than I can imagine. That is my goal. That is what I focus on, right? So I love you guys. So let's go ahead and thank you all for being here. I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here with me on Halloween. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up so that way possibly my video could get suggested. Who knows? I don't even know how that works now, but so anyway, let's go ahead and pull this fortune cookie, and then we'll get to the tarot. All right. Oh, I feel like it's this one. We're gonna pick this one. Hopefully, we get a good one. I'm also gonna have to light up a cigarette because it's been a lot. I've had to get a lot done. I've been way overwhelmed, and a little bit concerned about some things. My hormone therapy stuff. My doctor got mad at me because I miscommunicated the amount that I was taking, and so she prescribed me less. And she's like, if you can't self-adjust, and I'm like, I'm not trying to self-adjust. She's like, and she said the C word. Don't you know? Because it can, if you're doing this, it could cause, if it's not balanced properly, it can cause the C word, which was really scary, especially considering I just got done watching that movie, The Arrival, and that was the whole thing, was the daughter later on got the C word, and that's what she passed away from. So, and that is the other thing. I guess I should mention this one more time. One more thing I should say before we open this up. And that is the thing that I worry about, honestly, with the first manifestation I did. Because if that was true, if that was real, and if when you die, the astrology sign that you die on, the chart, is the one that you have to come in on to be reincarnated. In order to do what I did, I sometimes worry that maybe I signed up to check out a little bit sooner than I maybe had originally intended. I worry about that. I worry about, well, when was that supposed to line up for me to do this thing that I asked God to do, and God granted it. So I just hope that it isn't that. That's what I worry about when I say that there's a cost to these things that you do, that sometimes these manifestations, I worry about that. So yeah. All right. So let's see, what does the collective need to hear fortune cookie wise? Let's see what we get. Yeah. Yes. Okay. This is good. It's a very simple one, guys. It is, you will find inner peace. You will find inner peace. We will find it. Oh, Selena. Oh, I'm blushing now. I'm getting all warmed up. So let's get the tarot cards out, because we're going to pull some cards. Yeah. Yes, free will plays a big part of it. But here's the thing. I free willingly did this. Like, I free willingly asked for this thing and went over all the little tiny details. And so I just hope that, but anything is possible. Anything is possible. So maybe there's a way to where, if it's my belief system, if we're creating what it is we truly believe, then maybe what I need to believe is that, of course, God would let me stay as long as I needed to stay. And he would just pull me to a timeline where the astrology would line up in a way to where I won't check out early. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I could make that part of the goal too, because anything is possible. Anything is possible, depending on what you truly believe in your heart and what you truly believe you deserve, and that, I feel like that's been the biggest thing I've noticed between me and all the friends that I've been talking to. It's just been like, it's been really hard for a lot of my girlfriends when it comes to relationships. And I see the similarities. I see the things that we have shared in common. And I really see that it seems like the biggest lesson that we've had to learn is our true worth and value. And how it is that we deserve to be treated. And so I was kind of trying to tell my girlfriends, like, for me, I would have stayed for years and years and years in that toxic relationship if I hadn't known that I needed to do something completely different. And if I hadn't been able to recognize that, as long as someone toxic is taking the role and the place, filling that spot. Okay, like that my ex-boyfriend, as long as he was filling that spot and treating me like he was treating me, then God can't fill it with the person that would be treating me right and be treating me good. So I had to really take that into consideration and realize and get to the point where I was ready to completely let go and let God show me a different way, and realize, like, okay, no, what I've been lacking, I never would have been able to see what I was lacking inside myself without having gone through that tumultuous relationship. I never would have been able to see that I'm not really expecting people in my loving relationships to show up with respect for me, even. Now I see that. Now I'm like, oh no, actually, that's a no-go. Like, self-respect and respecting me is one of the foundations that the friendship and the romantic relationship has to be built on, right? So it's been a lot, guys. It's been a lot. So let's do a tarot reading for the collective first. I'll get that out of the way so I can hopefully warm myself up. And I actually figured that I haven't in a long time used the Adventure Time Tarot, but if someone wants me to, since it's Halloween, I thought it might be fun. You guys can request which ones you want me to pull from. We can use the Aquarian deck like I usually do. But if someone wants an Adventure Time card to pull, I'd be more than willing to do that because I do love my Adventure Time. You know that. Yes. Yes. All right, so let's do for the collective first, though. And hopefully I have the energy to get through at least quite a few of the people here in the chat. But we're going to have to go based on what I'm feeling in the moment. So let's get started. I am feeling a little bit drained. Like I said, guys, I've been up since 7. I had to go to that psychiatric evaluation with my son. I had to get pumpkins ready. I had to get costumes ready. We had to go trick-or-treating. I had to do dinner. Like, I had to do all that, get the stream ready, take a shower. I mean, it's been a day for me. It's been nonstop. Laughing at you, Surface Planet Radio. Yes. Oh, wow, look at that. 10 of Cups trying to fly out there. Yep. It's hard, though, after you get a taste of what it can feel like to be in a relationship that feels really good, because like I said, he put on that really good mask for that first 3 months and really made me feel like I was accepted as I am for who I am. And so I got a taste of what that was like before it all started going downhill. And so now I'm like, damn, like, how hard is it going to be to even find someone where I can even have that connection with? Because that seems to be like what's the hardest part, is like even feeling any type of way towards a person. I went through so much just to have those types of feelings, for someone. And it's lonely, but I guess that's part of the rebuilding and coming to terms with what it is that truly needed healed inside of me from my childhood experiences. All right, but in the name of the one and the light, I do have a request that you please assist me in doing this reading for the collective. What is it that the collective needs to know? This is for basically our energetic reading for the next week or two, depending on when I can make it back here, right? Seems to be at least every 2 weeks. I do want to do every week, but yes. All right, in alignment. We are in alignment with the collective. Here we go, baby. Here we go, baby. All right. Yes, God help me. Okay. So here we go. What does the collective need to hear? Okay. What does the collective need to hear? 1, 2, and 3. All right. So the first card we got is the Emperor, which this is Big Daddy energy right here. Okay, this is the father figure of the tarot. Okay, as you can see, okay, like first of all, those ram's horns on the side of it is saying to me new beginnings, because Aries is the first sign of the astrology. And so there's some, like, he likes to start things. He might even be a little bit aggressive about starting new things. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't necessarily mean that he'll finish those things, but he likes to start things. And he can be quite stubborn. The thing is that he can be rigid and inflexible. And the problem with that energy is just that what happens with things that don't bend. You know, things that don't bend, that aren't willing to bend, they break. You know, so he's got very similar energy to like the King of Pentacles, but it's almost like the King of Pentacles mixed with fire. You know, so it's like he is the guy who he wants people to come to him. You know what I'm saying? But he also is similar to the Empress energy, where it's like he has to keep reinventing himself and doing things in a new way. Okay, otherwise he'll get the same results that he's always gotten. Again, that's that rigidness. You know, he needs to be willing to be flexible, to be open-minded. Like he's very powerful though, very determined. I get less stubborn than the Taurus energy, because we're going more towards Aries energy. It's more like he's willing to butt heads with people, you know, based on what he wants and what like what he's going after, what his point is. Like the crown, the red in the crown is like he's very active. He's a very active thinker. And he's willing to take actions on what he thinks about. You know, he's basically like the high king, I guess you could say. Okay. So let's go ahead though. That's the start. So look out for that type of energy coming through. This could be a person. This could be yourself. Okay, this could be energy in general around you, which is the Emperor energy. But don't worry, we're going to get to some personal card readings for you guys in a minute. This is just for people watching in the future that are tuning in to get their energetic reading for this next couple weeks here. So we started with the Emperor. What is the next card that the collective needs to hear? 1, 2, 3. I trust Spirit to guide the way here. So this is all about learning to speak and communicate and share yourself in a completely new way. You know, with pure intentions. Pure intentions and innocence. You know, it's almost like a second rebirth of sorts. And the way you share yourself, you know, because the swords isn't just about the words you speak, it's about how you say it. It's about the energy behind those words that people can feel, the inflection, the body language, you know, how you move when you know you're going through this. Okay, so it's like the Emperor, maybe this Emperor energy, maybe he isn't or hasn't been the best at communicating in a certain way. Maybe he's been a bit stubborn, and now, like, remember how I said like people who aren't willing to bend will break? So it's like this is maybe a trying time, a testing time to see, well, are you willing to make that shift? Because this is a timeline shift opportunity when it comes to how you communicate with people, which comes with how you interact with people in the mental space. Okay, with your words, with your intentions. And it does look like they are being more flexible, because we got these sword-like shapes here, and they're bending. You see that? They're bending. And so again, and both people need to cut. Like, that's the thing. We need to recognize both people need to come to the table when they're communicating in this way with a certain level of purity of intent. Okay, so when you're communicating with this Emperor character, okay, or if that is you, just remember, like, try to be your most authentic and pure self and express yourself in that way in order to make that shift and get a new result, because we're trying to do something in a completely new way. If you do things the same way you've always done them, you're going to get the same results. So what's the last part of the message though for us, for the collective? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to ride forward with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles, you got to remember that the thing about the Knights is they're always on a journey to something, on a journey to becoming something else, something new, something whole, something complete in themselves. Okay, and it's funny because I said that the Emperor was kind of like the Pentacles energy, but with more fire added to it. And now we got actual Pentacles energy coming forward here with the Knight of Pentacles. So again, the way he's facing though, and how I look at some of this stuff, it's like he is looking forward into the future. He is. He may be a little bit slow to act. They're like slow to get the ball rolling. Especially because it's like they know they have a certain gift. They know they have a certain thing that they have to offer people, but they don't know exactly how to bring it to people. You know, and it's all about learning how to communicate in a new way in order to bring your gift to the people. Like you have to just take it to them. You can't just expect people to come to you. Again, because both of those energies, the Emperor and the Knight of Pentacles, it's like they want those energies which would much rather people come to them and be like, hey, could you help me out with this? Or hey, can you show me what it is that you got there, what it is that you're capable of, what you can do? You know, and that's not gonna happen for this character. That's not gonna happen for this guy. This requires being brave. This requires really tapping into that action-oriented male energy. Okay. So that's what he needs to figure out. That's what we need to figure out, how he can do this. He needs to be able to bring his words and his communication style forward in a new direction, in a completely new way. And once that snowball gets started, it will be something that is quite stable and grounded, because pentacles are grounded energy. And it is something that you like you physically do this stuff in the world. Pentacles is about earth and material things. So just keep that in mind going forward here, guys, is that you are being asked to do things and speak and share yourself in a completely new way, in a way that doesn't require other people come and ask you for it. You're going to have to go to them and share it with them, what it is that you want to say, and just do your best to do it with pure intentions, to know what those intentions even are, because that's the other thing. People don't really, you really got to peel away the layers to see what is it that you're really hoping for underneath all of that. What is it that you're really wanting to ask for? And go forward with that. So, oh, that's so funny. On the bottom of the deck showed up the King of Pentacles. So hidden energies wise, I would say this is where the Knight of Pentacles is headed. He's trying to head towards being the King of Pentacles, being the king. Okay. Very interesting. With a big open heart. Even the Knight of Pentacles, he's got the pentacle more on his throat. So it's more about, again, it's kind of linking to the Ace of Swords. So just keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and start shuffling these. And I'm going to look in the chat, and we're going to see who wants. Oh, hi, Veronica. Nice to see you in here. Yes. I'm just going to, yes. Okay. Okay. I like what you're saying there, Veronica. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what? Me, please. All right. I see Victor wants a reading. I see Jason wants a reading. Maureen, Victor, Jason, Maureen. I have you guys on the lineup right now in my head. Okay. So first of all, Victor, do you want the Aquarian deck or do you want Adventure Time? Since it's Halloween, which one? And it won't bother me either way, whichever one you choose. I haven't used the Adventure Time in a while, so all right, let's go with the Adventure Time for you. Okay. And then we got Kay. So we got Victor, Jason, Maureen, Kay. Let's do this. And another Jason. All right, we got it. Got it. But let's get out Adventure Time. Adventure Time. Come on, grab your friends. Go to very distant lands. Now this deck is a little bit bigger. I've talked about this all the other times that I've used it. So let's go ahead and yes, here we go. Gonna take a minute to shuffle these ones. All right, for Victor. Okay. Request that you flee the system. This radio. Victor. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 on this one, and we're gonna do 3 on the other half, and then we're gonna merge them together. I know half the time I spend here shuffling, but you know, it's really important. It's really important to mix the energies up. So I care more about that, making sure the energies are mixed up good, than I do about the amount of time that I take in shuffling these cards, because I really want to give Spirit enough time to really get their energy in there for you, right? Okay. So here we go. We're mixing up both of them. Oh, baby. One's trying to fly out already. One's trying to fly out of there already. No, don't do that. Oh, man, they're just already trying to pop off and tell you things. Oh, baby. Come on. This is so silly. Okay, here we go. All right. I got both halves together because I have to do it in, like I said, I have to do it in halves. All right, for Victor. Yes. We're good. Okay, so general reading here for Victor. I'm starting to get a little overheated, so Spirit is definitely coming through us now. Okay. Tuning in to Victor. Yep. Okay, there we go. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Wow. Okay, so the first card we got for you is Ricardio. The 3 of Swords. Okay, so this is a very interesting looking character. This guy, he was brought to life through being Ice King's heart. He's basically the Ice King's heart. And he wanted to marry Princess Bubblegum really bad, right? So he gave himself all these body parts. The only thing is that he left himself vulnerable. And the fact that the connections to all his body parts are quite thin and weak, right? Okay, so that's one thing. Like where things are attaching at, like in life. Okay, I would say I would take that as a symbolic meaning to like make sure you stay strengthened, make sure you do, strengthen all parts of you where things connect and everything like that, because that was his weakness, was that he wasn't strong in those areas. But then we also got to go with the fact that the 3 of Swords is about things that people have said to you that have hurt you, that stayed with you, and it stayed in your heart to the point where you probably got used to the fact that it's even there. You probably don't even remember it until someone says something and it triggers you and it hits you in a certain way. And you're like, oh, wait a second. Why did that bother me? Why did that hurt my feelings? What memory are you connecting that to where you've just gotten so used to wearing the chain, you know what I'm saying? That now the chain just feels like a normal part of you until you figure out where's that leading to? Where did that belief come from? You can't remove it. So it's like you really need to stop and ask yourself where certain insecurities came from, verbally, what people have said to you, maybe even what people haven't said, or just like insecurities, maybe things that you were picked on or some things of that nature, to where now it only gets triggered every now and then, but maybe it gets triggered in a really weird way. But this is an opportunity now for you to remove those Three of Swords. So what's going to help you remove those Three of Swords? You know what I'm saying? What's going to help you choose? There was another meaning for it too that I got most recently, and I really, really liked it. And it was like choosing your head over your heart. You know what I'm saying? Where have there been times where you've chosen your head over your heart and you've not followed your heart? You know, that could be a self-punishment type of feeling I get too. Where it's like, I didn't really follow my heart. And so therefore, even if like whatever it is that you're following to do, it's like, even if it ends up good or bad, it's like the courage that you have in just doing it is going to get you something. It's going to get you that experience that you require. But let's go ahead and pull another card for Victor. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, wow. Okay. We got the King of Swords. So this guy is literally one of a kind. One of a kind in the Candy Kingdom. And he actually stays in hiding to a certain extent, because the rest of him, the type of people that he is like they got genocided, I guess you could say, in a way, because Princess Bubblegum didn't, I forget what, I'm sorry, I apologize for that. I usually know my lore really, really well, but something went down to where they were too powerful, and so she basically put them all into machine, and she was crushing them all, and he was the only one that was smart enough to see what she was doing and didn't follow her directions, and so he managed to save himself. But because he was programmed with this desire to be a protector, okay, he still has this sense of loyalty and duty to helping out Princess Bubblegum. Okay, so this type of character is someone who, I mean, you got to think about it. He's swift and he uses a fencing sword, so he can be really good with his words. Okay, so maybe if we link these two together, the Three of Swords going along with the King of Swords, it's like, what has held you back from being able to express yourself and express your heart in a way to where you are a little bit more guarded now, and you're a little bit more, like I said, on guard? Because this guy is hiding. You know, he's hiding away from the rest of the world because of things that have happened to him. And I'm just getting this feeling like this could have to do with like past life stuff. I'm just throwing that out there. I get this feeling that it's like this is coming forward even from a time before you were who you are now, that you're still holding on to that somehow. And you're still like afraid to be seen. You're still afraid to let your heart really be known. Like you don't really want to take that full action into sharing that with people, because what could possibly happen? You know, swords energy can be a little bit hard, right? So, but this is where you're trying to go. You're trying to go. He's an excellent defender. That's the thing. He is absolutely top of the line, one of a kind, in a league of his own when it comes to actually being able to defend and protect in the ways that he's able to move so swiftly and so quickly. So keep that in mind, Victor. But let's go ahead and let's pull one more card for you, Victor. What does Spirit want to tell you? What's the last part of the message? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and the last one we got here is the Seven of Wands. Now, this is a cute little bunny character. I wish I could remember which episode this guy was from. But again, it kind of feels like, okay, so the Seven of Wands, it's like all these things are coming at him all at once. It looks like he's even on top of the treehouse that Finn and Jake live in. You know, and he's feeling very defensive. So I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like there's something that's going to trigger you. You're really going to have to do some searching of your heart there. It's like, what is it that you really want to, what do you really want to share with people? What do you really want to say to people? Like, are you afraid to say things because you're afraid that maybe you'll be attacked on some level? You know, you won't be, because you're on higher ground. If you hold your ground, none of these rods, none of these actions are actually going to touch you. You know, it's really not a bad place to be. but it is going to require that you hold your ground on whatever it is that you're fighting for. Which seems to be a theme in all three of these, is that you're fighting for something. You're fighting for something that you want. Some way that you want to be able to communicate and share yourself with people. So I hope that helps, Victor. That is your Adventure Time tarot card reading. Oh, well, you're gonna get your strength. You know what I'm saying? Because those people really didn't have nothing on you, Victor. So yeah. It actually even reminded me of another Aurora. Hi there. But it actually reminded me of your apartment. What I was thinking, considering all the maintenance work that was going on around it, the King of Swords character, it's like that's what it kind of reminded me of. You kind of being secluded in your own little place, and that's like the perfect place for you to be doing the healing of your heart when it comes to these Three of Swords. Really figure out what that was. You got to get rid of that. Just get rid of that. Be Superman. Be Clark Kent. Let yourself feel that way. Choose the role you want. And start imagining it and start daydreaming it and start visualizing it. And the more you make that real inside here, the more it starts to show up for you out there. It's the biggest message I can give you when it comes to that type of stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll back up here. All right, so we had Victor, Jason H. All right, Jason H., if you're still there, do we want Adventure Time or do we want Aquarian Tarot deck? Okay. All right, Jason H. I will give you an Adventure Time tarot reading. But I'm super sorry to hear that it's been some emotional days for you lately. I definitely can relate. Like I said, I have my ups, I have my downs. I have days where I'm just like on cloud nine all day, like, oh my God. I've had all these crazy cool experiences, and what does God want me to do now, basically? Like, what do you want me to do now, God? Just help me fulfill my purpose and what I came here to do. Help me remember my full mission. For Jason H. All right, tuning into you, Jason. Okay, so there we go. One part of the deck is shuffled up. I really wish they'd use a different type of card stack for these. Because I'm like, how long is it going to take for me to really break these cards in? I want to make them easier to shuffle. All right, tuning in. I can feel it. Okay, the emotional lift. Don't fret. Don't fret yet. There's always hope if you're willing to change for the better and to try to become the best version of yourself. There's like anything is possible, but you can't keep doing the same thing. Like if you remember the collective card reading already, like you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That's insanity. Right? That's like literally insanity. Okay, so Jason. Last shuffle for Jason. Oh, I feel you being moved by that. Yes. Well, there's just a lot of old patterns that need to be outgrown, that need to be seen for what they really are, Okay. All right, for Jason H. Jason H. What does Spirit want to tell him? I just feel like you're really in shambles here. Like it's like on the edge. I'm trying to really sense that energy there going on. It's like It's because you're being short-sighted in a way, if that is okay to say. Like, there's a bigger picture here, and if you really want to change things, then you have to step back and ask God to show you what that bigger picture is and figure out what it is that you really want and make a game plan for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the first card for Jason H. 1, 2, and 3. All right, the first card we got here is the Four of Swords. Okay, now what I love about this Four of Swords, particularly from Adventure Time, is that it comes from the Islands episodes, where Finn is basically on a journey to go find his mother. Okay, he's trying to go reconnect with humans that he thought there were no more humans in the world but him. And he comes across this island where these people, some humans, had moved to, and they'd done all this weather modification, and it went terribly wrong. And so now the only people left are these two creatures, this woman and this bear friend of hers. And the whole episode, they don't even talk. And that is what the Four of Swords is all about. It's about giving it a break. Hold your words back for a little bit. This doesn't mean you have to never talk again, but this does mean that you need a break from it. You need to stop and put the swords down and take a rest and a meditation and just sit with the silence. You know, because when you're running on autopilot, because that's usually what all of us do, okay, from our childhood and adult life. When you're running on autopilot and you've been living in these same patterns, scenario situations, it's like you have to find a way to break that pattern by being silent and still within yourself and asking God for help, asking your higher self for help. Like, what is it that they want you to do? What do they want you to learn from this? But first and foremost, they're telling you this isn't some type of permanent break where you need to be shut up forever, but you do need to be quiet for a little bit. Okay, so what's the next card for Jason? 1, 2, and 3. All right, the next card we got for you is a little bit of a harsh card, and I'm sorry for that. This is the Judgment. The Judgment card. Now, we got Abraham Lincoln as our judgment guy here because he was actually the god of Mars in Adventure Time. He was the ruler of Mars. I shouldn't say the god, the ruler of Mars. But he was the one who dictated sentences to people who had done atrocities and done wrong. Okay, and in this particular, in the particular episode that I know him from, where he has this instrument. Okay, this instrument grants life or death. If it touches someone, if they've done something really bad and it touches them, it'll make it die. So, something needs to die. Okay, like that's the thing. The universe is saying that something that you have it has to be taken away in order for it to be replaced with something better. In order to do better. You know, think about Abraham Lincoln. He's Honest Abe, right? It's about being more honest with yourself, being more honest with others. But what is that inside of you? What even is the honesty that is inside of you? Do you even know? Do you even know what your true heart's intentions are? What your true goals are? Like what it is that you want, the type of character you want to have. You know, in connection with the Four of Swords and taking a break, it's like at least take 3 days. You know, think about Jesus rising from the dead, right? 3 days. I like 3 days tied in with the Judgment card. Take a 3-day break to yourself where you just be silent and you ask for God's assistance. You know, what is it that he wants to replace in your life and give you something even better than what you had or what you thought you could have? All right, let's pull the last card for Jason. 1, 2, and what's the last card? 3. We got the King of Wands. So this is what they're trying to help lead you towards. to being the highest version of yourself when it comes to how you act. Okay, when it comes to how you use your magic. The guy here, he's the Grand Wizard of Wizard City. And people turn to him and they ask him for permission and for advice when it comes to magical undertakings, so to speak. Okay. Let's see. He's got a little cat with him, looks like here. So I don't know if you have an animal or a pet, but especially with cats, because, cats are very meditative type of creatures. So again, it really reminds me of that Four of Swords character. It's like you need to be able to do more meditating in order to instinctually act in a new and better way for your highest version of yourself. Like, you really need to learn how to be able to still your mind and allow God to speak to you and inspire your actions properly if you want to be that king, because the king is like a very mature version of himself, right? Kings are the matured version of the court set themselves. Now, you may have been more of a doer than a thinker, and that's kind of what the King of Wands energy is, because it's fire, it's passion. But with all the other cards that we have here, it's like, if you want to take the right actions, you're going to need to stop and think a little bit more ahead of it. You're going to have to stop and really think it out and really trust your intuition, because that's the other thing the cat makes me think of. It makes me think of your animal instinct, your intuitive instinct, and he carries it right there at his side, but it's very small right now, right? It's very small, like a helper, like a familiar. Perhaps you do have a familiar too. That's what I'm kind of getting the feeling. Perhaps you do have a familiar that you need to tap in and ask, because even with this woman here, the Four of Swords, she's got that bear friend of hers, right? Okay, so tap into the animal kingdom when it comes to stuff like that. That's just my intuitive feeling. I hope that helps, Jason. It's time to do things in a new way, a completely new way, so that you can get to that highest time point that you want, that best version of yourself. So, oh no, that's devastating. Am I missing something? Holy shit. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just reading a little bit of the chat. The Judgment card says that, the old you has to die in order to be reborn, so you can be that new version of yourself. The king. You want to be a king, but you're going to have to let the older versions of yourself, the younger versions of yourself that isn't as mature, it needs to die in order to be resurrected for something even better. Don't be devastated, because this is actually really good, because this is the catalyst. Don't you understand? Like, everyone, we need catalysts in order to grow, and catalysts are not comfortable. It's not comfortable. It's like an old way of how you used to do things, an old way of how you used to behave. You have to really do that Four of Swords, stop and meditate and see what it is that God wants to show you, where you could be better. Because we all are there. None of us are at that place of perfection yet. None of us. Okay. I see your question, Sea Beach, and we will get to you. But first, we're going to go to Maureen, because she was next. So, Jason, praying for you. Hope you can figure that out. Hope that helps you. If you're going to a place where you're feeling devastated, I'm going to say that, again, that Four of Swords is really shouting to you, and it's saying, stop for a second. Because that is a child version of yourself. That is like, it wants that instant gratification and validation. I feel like it's comfortable with that. It's comfortable with getting that instant gratification. And the things that are worth having are worth putting the work and time and effort into. And it's not going to be some overnight change, but it can change. I'm trying to give you hope. This is what I'm trying to give you. Smoking cigarettes, boo. Aurora. I'm smoking cigarettes because that's just what I do now. It helps me calm down and stay a little bit more chill during the streams. All right, Maureen, beautiful lady. I miss you so much. I wish I could see you and hug you. How far away do you live? Come and see me. I want to see you and Gus anytime. You're welcome here anytime. Just want to say that to you. I wish I was smoking something different, Aurora. Trust me, I wish I was. But I have to wait. I have to do that after the tarot readings because otherwise I get a little bit too inside myself in a different way where I can't come out as good. So, all right, Maureen, what would you like? Aquarian or Adventure Time? Yes. Yes, Sea Beach, and I will pull cards for you on that Sea Beach, even if you are in here. I'll make sure you come and check back in because I don't know how many people I have before you right now, but we're gonna get to you. Okay. Adventure Time. Oh, I love it. Everyone's going with Adventure Time today. Oh my God, you guys are my friends. Okay, so let's go for Maureen. Oh, there's that beautiful face. I see yours. Oh my God, you have such a great smile. I absolutely love you. Okay. Yes. For Maureen. Yes. Oh, yeah. I can see it. You're like, hmm. Okay. Light. We request that you please assist me in doing this reading for Maureen. What is it that Spirit would like to tell her? What would her higher self like her to know? Okay, that's one half of the deck shuffled. Thank you for bearing with me when it comes to the shuffling of this deck. This huge tarot deck that I just threw some cards out. Okay, let's make sure we get these in here right. Okay, one. I don't want them to be upside down. I don't do reversals, so I go with what I instinctually feel like when I'm looking at the card. Because that's how real pro does it. You don't need reversals. One Maureen, yes. You know, my best friend in high school was named Maureen. Well, I haven't thought about her in a long time. Maureen Miles, so another MM initials. I've looked for her since moving away from that area, but I never did find her again. You know, you always think you can find anyone on Facebook, right? No. Okay. For Maureen. All right, this is the last shuffles. We're just getting all of the deck back together. Okay. We're almost there. Think of some cool Adventure Time songs, if you know any of them. And the new Fiona and Cake is out, by the way, guys. I will be talking about that. I've been watching it. You know, I did a whole episode last time on the Fiona and Cake, which was very, very moving. Very moving episodes. Okay, but for Maureen, what would her higher self like to tell her? Okay. All right, Maureen, here we go. Okay, what is the first part of the message? Her higher self would like to tell her. 1, 2, and 3. All right, here it is. First card we got is the Ace of Wands. I absolutely love this character and I love this card for you. Okay, so this is learning how to do something in complete new way. Look, see how she's actually holding tarot cards because she is the tarot reader of the show. So I don't know if you pull cards for yourself on a regular basis, but I would say this is definitely hinting that if you have a tool of divination of such, they are asking you to practice it. They're asking you to use it. Okay, because wands are action. Okay, she's a very magical being. She was able to, what's special about her, okay, is that she was able to use the tarot cards and a magic ritual, basically, with a bone. And she was able to see herself at every decade of her life. And in the old age of her life, she was able to take all those versions of herself and she was able to merge them with her current self. Okay, so think about that for a second. I feel like they're asking you to take actions to merge with other higher versions of yourself. They're wanting you to do that. They're wanting you to make this shift. They're wanting you to act in a completely new and different way. Okay, because that's what the wands is about. Like what inspires you, what brings you passion, desire, what makes you want to take action. Okay, because that's what we're shifting towards. We're shifting towards you having a completely new part of your life that opens up in the way of going after what you want and that fire. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the second card for Maureen though. Okay, what is the second part of the message for Maureen? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the next part we got here is the Queen of Cups. Okay, so they're asking you to take these actions, right? These new actions in order to get more in touch with your emotional self and what it is that you really want and desire. Okay, as far as it comes to the emotional realm of your life. Now, this is actually a very sad character they're showing here. This is actually Finn's mom. Okay, and Finn's mom was a nurse, which is kind of funny, don't you think? So she is a nurse, and it turned out that all the people on her island started getting sick. And so in order to help the people better, she ended up, I'm not saying do something like this, but she ended up merging with AI, basically computers, and she made robotic clones of herself so that she could help all the people all at once. Which again, I think it's kind of funny because we were just talking about the other character and she merged higher versions of herself with her current self in order to bring the wisdom forward from those other parts of herself. And in this case, okay, the thing that she had lost that she never, like, it was like, well, she lost her son, Finn. She never knew what happened to him until Finn came back around, and in order to cope with having lost her son, this is why she threw herself into her work. And she did all the things she did, but she was a tremendous and amazing helper. The thing about Queen of Cups energy, though, is that she has all these deep emotions, very much an emotional woman, but doesn't know exactly how to express that, or maybe isn't willing to take the chance in expressing those emotions. And if you don't take the chance in expressing those emotions, people will never know. So you have to be willing to put fear aside and realize that if you don't speak it, then no one's ever going to know it about you. No one's ever going to know those things about you. Okay, like what is that you want people to know that you feel about them, so to speak. Okay. In this card, she's very melancholy. So it's just like, what is it in your past that you've not been able to, maybe there's something that you haven't been able to talk about, but it's time to talk about it because that's actually going to be helpful to other people too. Because she's a nurse, you know what I'm saying? And she's here to help heal people. All right. And I think part of what her healing nature is going to be, since she's the Queen of Cups, is sharing those emotional things with people, because that's how people are going to relate to her and her heart, even in the tragedies and such. Okay, but let's go ahead and pull one more card for you, Maureen. What's the last part of the message that her higher self would like to convey? 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Ooh, baby. You got the Knight of Wands. This is the Huntress Wizard. Okay, so once you're willing to express yourself and those emotional things inside you in order for people to really see who you are on the inside, the next part of that journey is this Knight of Wands character. Okay, and now the Huntress Wizard, she's very much in tune with nature. She was granted magical abilities by being willing to put the like think of Kill Bill and how Kill Bill like had to train herself. She had to do these things repetitively over and over and over again in order to get really good at it. And so that is what the Huntress Wizard had to do in order to really become the fullest, truest version of herself, the most magical, most powerful version of herself. She had to be willing to put that practice in and do the repetitions over and over and over again, and that was what made her so powerful as a character. So the Knight of Wands is very much more of a like you won't have to think. You'll be able to act on instinct. You'll be able to do things from instinct because you've done it so many times, and that will be your value. You know, people will come to you. They that's what they do in the show. They come to the Huntress Wizard when they need help healing because she knows the trees and the roots and the plants and the flowers that can be used to heal people. You know, she's a medicinal healer, but when it comes to actual herbal remedies and such like that. So I don't know. I really, really love this message for you. Get ready to integrate these other versions of yourself because it's time. It's time to really share your knowledge and the emotions behind experiences that you've had because that's what's going to really connect with people. And ultimately, think about tapping into herbology. I feel like that's what it's called, like how to heal people with actual plant medicines. Okay, like that's what I want to say. That's my reading for you, Maureen. I hope that helps. I loved Kill Bill too. I loved it. Loved that movie. All right. Yes, I think Kay was next, and she's already saying Adventure Time cards. All right, let's do that. Let me make sure I didn't miss it. We got Sea Beach as well. Kay was next. I'm going back up in the chat for a second to make sure. Listen, if I miss you at some point, just go ahead and throw it in there again. Okay, yep, I see that. Okay, there we go. Okay, Jason, Maureen, and then Kay was next. Perfect. You guys stayed right on top. And then Jason. And then Sea Beach. Okay, so Jason, Sea Beach. Kay, Jason, Sea Beach. That's who we're doing now. And we're doing Adventure Time. We're doing Adventure Time again. Plant medicine, yes. Girl and her gong. Herbal medicine. Look into that. You're a Huntress Wizard. And that's honestly the new Fiona and Cake. That is who they're focused on. So I'm really excited to share that with you, considering now I'm going to be relating you to that character is the Huntress Wizard. So the whole first two episodes of, I mean, the intro even is all about her. So her and Fiona are going to have the whole series. This whole second season is going to be about them and how they're going to heal Finn because Finn has been poisoned by the Heart of the Forest on accident. And he was helping the Ice King in the first season. Okay, so Kay. Tuning into you now, Kay. We're switching over for Kay. Kay McMahon. Okay. Okay, what is it that her higher self would like to tell her? Yes, I do come through with that you please tell us exactly what she needs to hear. Make this a good, clear, concise reading. All right, bear with me again. 1, 2. Wow, that's interesting. Things are just wanting to pop out. Okay. Well, some things are popping off. Oh, it's doing it again. That is very interesting. I've shuffled these cards quite a bit already, and I've never seen them do that. So symbolically, I would take that as there is some stuff going off in your life that definitely need to be taken a look at. Okay. We're almost ready. I promise. But I really got to make sure I mix up the energies. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. You're saying it's ready. It's good. Okay, that's perfect then. All right. So, what would Kay's higher self like her to know? Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, she's boisterous. Okay. The first card we got for you is the Page of Coins. Okay, wow. It looks like he made some little voodoo doll there, a straw man. Okay, so we got Cinnamon Bun here, which Cinnamon Bun is a very innocent and kind being. He's also very fun. He likes to have fun. Like, he kind of needs to be told what to do a little bit, though. He needs direction. Okay, but he wants to be of service. He wants to be of help to the others. Okay, and he does end up going. He ends up working with the Flame Princess in the Fire Kingdom. And that was what finally gave him purpose. Because before then, he was kind of just the laughing stock, I guess you could say, of the Candy Kingdom. People would really make fun of him and stuff. But then he found his purpose in being an assistant to the Fire Princess. Yes. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure how you'll be able to relate to that, but I hope that you can in some way. It's like he found his way to be creative. He found his creativity through having this new job and being of service to the Flame Princess. Whereas before he didn't really have a specific role or job or purpose in the Candy Kingdom. It was only when he made that transition into the Flame Kingdom, which is fire. I think it's like a wands type of energy. Again, we're getting like these mixes of energy. Earlier we had the pentacles and the fire energy too, because that's what this is. The Page of Coins is the pentacles energy. Okay, so it's very earth-like. It's like, are you good at making things with your hands? It's like you have something. You do have a real gift of something you're able to do creatively. Okay. It could even be something that you do inside your home, something that you're able to actually make. Okay, this is a really a lucky card for the person who is just coming into this gift of figuring out what it is that they can do. It's like they found something shiny on the side of the road and they don't know exactly what it is yet, but they know it's something important. And they know that that it's a gift that it's been given to them specifically for them to use. It also makes me think too, again, back to the example I've given before, where it's like the sculptor who gets that slab of stone and then has to bring out whatever was already in that stone out into the light. He needs to chisel away to bring out what's already existing in the stone, right? So it's time for you to bring forward what's already inside of you. It just needs to be refined a little bit. And it can be a little bit slow to move, like a slow start, so to speak. But once it gets started, it's the most stable and it's going to be the most grounded. But let's go ahead and let's keep going. What's the next part of the message for Kay? Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. We got the Ace of Wands again. So this is very interesting considering, I really shuffled the F out of these cards, guys. And we're getting a second pull of the Ace of Wands. So there, with the Page of Coins here, this is like the beginning of something new. Some new creative way that you're able to act. And you really gotta put it into action. Again, like this was a magical, she was able to use tarot cards, right? And so what did she do? What did I mention already? This character is first of all, she has shape-shifting powers. So she's able to, like when she wanted to travel across the world, she was just able to make herself really, really big and go like just step couple steps to where she wanted to be and then shrink back down again. So I would say maybe you're even good at remote viewing. Sorry, a little eye thing going on there. But perhaps that might be even something that you're good at. But either way, like Spirit is really asking you to take a chance and to make a shift and following your heart and what it is that gets you excited to act, what inspires you, what brings you passion back to your life. Okay. And also, just like I was saying with Maureen, this is like you need to tap in to those other versions of yourself. And like okay, even with remote viewing, it's like it's not remote viewing because we're not asking you to look at another place. We're asking you to look forward in time to see who and what you are in those future selves of yours. Like, what is it that you're learning? How far have you come and how far have you grown? And you need to take those bits of wisdom. You need to ask God to bring you those bits of wisdom and integrate it with yourself right now. So that way you can take the actions to become that. Okay. Because that's what this character did. It's like she went and traveled to her highest self, so to speak, and she was able to integrate those things in order to become that. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, so let's go ahead and pull one more card though for Kay. Okay, what's the last part of the message? 1, 2, and 3. Yes. Okay, and lastly, we got the 10 of Wands. So whatever this is, whatever it is that you end up pulling from yourself here and creating, because again, this really makes me feel like you're doing something inside your home. You're creating something inside your home. You're not really sure where to take it or what to do with it yet, or, like the full scope of what it is. But eventually, I mean, you got the beginning and the ending. You got the beginning, the Ace of Wands, and now you got the ending, which is the 10 of Wands, which is basically like packing up your stuff and going to people and taking those things and like making that transition. I just feel like it's like taking your gift that you figured out what it is that you're good at doing, what it is that you can create, and taking it to the people, taking actual actions, like packing it up and going. It's like permission to like leave a situation, or leave an area and go to do something completely new once you've integrated these other parts of yourself. Okay. But let's go ahead and look at the character for a second, because this character is the Cosmic Owl, and he's the one who's responsible for prophetic dreams. So look for signs in your dreams. If you're trying to be guided a little bit more as far as like, what is this gift that you actually have, and how can you start to take action in a new way to have that? Look for signs in your dreams, because you got the Cosmic Owl here. He's holding a bunch of shrimp cocktail because in one of the dreams that he ended up going to, it was a party. So it makes me think like you're meant to go into like social events of some sort and take whatever it is that you're creating in the home and how you're doing this. It's like, and you're going to go to these social events and you're going to share this gift with these people. Mm-hmm. That's where he ends up actually finding love. Even, I don't know if you're single or not, but either way, he ends up finding love and acceptance when he does this. He ends up finding another dream traveler, so to speak. It's through the dream realm. He's a very highly magical creature. I have some suspicions that you may be now too. So really, I hope that helps. Pay attention to your dreams. Start trying to use your gifts in a new way. Figure out what it is that makes you feel most creative, then that divine spark. Hope that helps. Oh, hi, Patrick. Yeah. Nice to see you. Hi, Matthew and Honora. I saw you guys come in there. And Missing Time 420. Nice to see you. Missing Time 420. Jason is dead now. This is my rebirth. Is that Jason H? Did you just change your screen name? Didn't I just talk about how you guys, when you change your screen names? My goodness. Selena, you don't even gotta worry, boo. You ain't even gotta worry. Wow. Okay. So we had K. Yeah, I really hope that helps, K. I really do. All right, so we had K, but then who? I said the names, right? There was another Jason. There was someone else. Someone want to help me out? Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm like scrolling back up now. Okay. All right, there it is. There we go. I got it. Sea Beach. That's right. Jason von Leuven, right? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Sorry, Jason. So we got another Jason, and we got Sea Beach. Okay, and then we'll see if anyone else wants reading. Okay, so Jason, which deck do you want? Adventure Time or Aquarian? Feel free to pick either one. You do not have to pick Adventure Time. No pressure. Oh man, you're gonna make me pick? Come on. When I can't light up a cigarette, I gotta go ahead and just. Okay, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, hold on. I got it. I'm switching up the cards behind my hands right now. The decks. All right, Jason. Right or left? Right or left? You got the Aquarian. So we're putting Adventure Time down for a minute, which honestly, my hand could use a little break from how thick those cards are. My God. Ah. Okay, let's go. Oh, yeah, look at that shuffle. Oh, that so much easier. I mean, I love the Adventure Time Tarot deck. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love it. But, yeah, these ones are a lot more easy to shuffle. Probably because I shuffle them every day. No, we're not doing that card. Okay, here we go. All right, Jason. So glad to have you here with me. I know, I guess everyone's feeling Adventure Time tonight, but unfortunately, Jason, you said pick, so we're doing the Aquarium deck for you. Okay, and then it was Sea Beach, and there was a question that Sea Beach had, so we're gonna have to go ahead and do that. Okay, Jason. Okay, yep. This reading, please assist me. What is Jason's higher self? Want him to know through these tarot cards. All right, there we go. For Jason. Sometimes it's hard to tune into different Jasons when there's so many Jasons in the chat. All right, I'm tuning into yours though, because I can see your face. I can see your picture. Okay. Yes. Okay. For Jason. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Well, first card we got for you is the Tower. So, it's time to have some epiphanies about some things that might not exactly be your true identity or what beliefs that you're holding about yourself. Okay. And you're living day-to-day life thinking like there's certain things about myself. There's certain things that I believe that might not necessarily be true that need to be brought down to the foundation. The other feeling I'm getting honestly right now is like these beliefs could be things that aren't even positive, good things about yourself that you're believing. You know, it's like knowing what you truly believe inside, how that shows up is it shows up in the situations and the outcomes of what it is that you experience in life. Okay, so let's say, okay, this is a really random one. Like for me, it's like I don't believe that I can win the lottery. I know that inside myself. I know that that's a belief of mine that I just don't believe that I can do it. So therefore I'm not going to, because I have not cultivated the belief inside myself that I can win the lottery. I already know that about myself. So where are there beliefs for you that might be holding you back to where it's like you don't even realize maybe that's a belief that you're holding? But for some reason, it's like you keep coming up against this thing, and it's like maybe you even think you have a different belief about yourself. Okay. But actually that's not the case. I'm like, okay, here we're going. They're going fast again here. Okay, so there's another example I can give. I'm trying to think of how to word it properly. It's like it's time to evaluate what it is that you have built the foundation of who you think you are. Because there's something more that God wants you to know that you are. There's you deserve better, you deserve more. Okay, that's where it is. It's like with the relationships issues that I've been going through. I found out through Tower Moment basically that a part of me truly believed that in order to be loved, I had to fight for that I had to beg to be seen, that I had to beg for validation, that I had to beg for every little scrap of attention or affection that I was given. And then the tower came along and it shakes those stones off of my building. It's because that isn't really true. That's not the true you. That's not the highest version of you. And if that's your intention, if that's your goal, which I believe to everyone that's in this chat, that is your ultimate goal, is to be a better version of yourself. So that way you can not only be happier in your own life, but you help inspire other people and you fulfill your own purpose in the collective when you're able to figure out who that person really is. So there is something that needs to come down. There is some beliefs about yourself that need to be taken down. Okay. And so that moment's about to happen for you. I don't know what is going to show that to you. Okay. But I look for this thing to happen. Look for it around the full moon times. It's like moon energies. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull the next card though, Jason. Let's see. What's the next part of the message that Jason's higher self wants him to know? 1, 2, and 3. Boop. We got the Knight of Swords. So this has to do with something with how you communicate. Okay, it's almost like you're willing to step into battle for people verbally. You're willing to step up to the plate for them. But perhaps in doing this, you kind of ignore things in your own life that need to be expressed, that need to be taken care of, that need to be handled. It's like you might concern yourself more with outside people's drama, so to speak, than you do with things going on in your own inside life. Now, the Knights are always about, still being on a journey to get to somewhere. Okay, he's not yet the king. He's still learning and he's still growing. And this has to do with communicating. Okay, it's like he's always looking at the past, it seems like, which is okay because, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. So it's not wrong to look at the past. All right. But I would say look at the past to see where it is that you haven't maybe been there for yourself when it comes to how the things you communicate. Where have there been spaces you've been in where you weren't allowed to fully be yourself verbally? Because you deserve to be your full self verbally without fear, without retaliation, with sincere understanding. Okay. And so that's what this Knight of Swords character for me is what he's saying. Okay. So look back and see where you've not been able to be there for yourself. And perhaps that this is where these lightning bolts are trying to hit and shake you from, because you deserve more than that. But let's go ahead and let's pull one more card for you, Jason. What's the last part of the message of higher self would like you to know? 1, 2, and 3. Boop. Okay. So you got your attentions on a lot of things. You got your emotions invested into a lot of cups. Okay. And it can be a great thing to have so many different options and places to be able to express yourself emotionally. But the problem with the 7 of Cups, okay, is that he never ends up getting completely a full cup. of one of these things, because it's like adding a drop. You're adding a drop here, you're adding a drop here, you're adding a drop here, you're doing that. Think of how long that takes for even one of those cups to get full. Think of how long that's going to take. So if you want to advance faster in this, what you really need to do is get in touch with what it is that you want the most. Which one of those things that do you feel most emotionally, I would say, excited about? What gets you most excited about emotionally investing into it? And don't worry about those other cups. Worry about the one cup that you're like, take the chance, so to speak, and really devote yourself into giving emotionally to that one cup, or even two. I always feel like it's like one or two tops, and when you do that, then you can actually find some emotional fulfillment. All right. Especially when it comes to being able to communicate who you really are and being able to be seen for who you really are. Like, I'm just going to peek at the bottom one. Yeah. Hold your ground. Like, hold your ground. When you have higher ground when it comes to these things, but focus on one thing at a time. Once you have that one cup full, you can always go to the next cup, but really narrow it down what it is that you really want to feel. Like, what emotion is it even that you want to feel? And then just focus on that thing. I hope that makes sense. That's just the message that I'm getting for you, Jason. I really hope that helps. Okay. Sorry, I'm like seeing a name and I'm like, I want to be able to say hi to that person, but I don't know how I would pronounce that name. Krishna. I'll just say that. Hello, Krishna T. Nice to see you here. Yeah. Nice to see you here at Halloween. Okay, so we had Jason and now Sea Beach. Let me see Sea Beach. We had a question. Let me go back up here. I got you. Do I need to start looking for a job in the next 2 weeks, or is this investment going to pay off? Thanks. Okay. You're awesome. All right. Okay, well, first off, I want to ask, do you want me to pick Adventure Time or the Aquarium? If you're still here. If not, I'm just going to do the Aquarium because it's easiest to shuffle. Might have got myself in over my head when it comes to shuffling those Adventure Time. But if you say Adventure Time, I'll do Adventure Time. I'm down either way. So is Sea Beach still here? I did tell him he could just come back. Oh, you're here, Aquarian. Got it. Got it. Okay. Appreciate that. Aquarium. Yes. Oh, you'll take a reading too, Holland Sass? Okay, yeah, there's still time. There's still time. What time is it right now? We've been going, oh man, we just hit that 2-hour mark. All right, I'll do a couple more and then I'm going to head out because it is Halloween and I've been up since 7. But yes, Holland Sass, we still have time for you. Okay, so the investment. I'm just going to go focus on the question again real quick so that I don't lose my train of thought. Okay. Right. I request that you please assist me in doing this reading for Sea Beach. We're wanting to know, does he need to start looking for a job in the next 2 weeks? Or is this investment going to pay off? All right, I'm saying if it's going to be about investments, I'm asking for one particular card to come through. Okay. Last shuffle, Sea Beach. Okay. Give us a clear answer, please. For Sea Beach. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, the first card we got Interesting. We got the Two of Cups. Okay, so there's some kind of agreement. There's some kind of a coming together of two people. This could be the investment I'm feeling like. Okay, and it's like a contract of some sorts. This is interesting because I'm trying to see how it will relate to your question. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know if you went in on this investment with someone else, or if it's a person that you're investing in, or if this is some kind of alchemization that's going on when it comes to yourself emotionally, and maybe even coming to your own discernment and being able to feel like which way it is that you want to go. Do you want to look for that new job? You said, was it 2 weeks? You said next 2 weeks. Well, we got the Two of Cups here. So if there is a new job in store for you, or if that is the route that you end up going, what I'm saying is I do think that it will be available to you. Like, you will find a job within the next 2 weeks if this investment doesn't pay off. Okay, like someone is going to help you with this. All right, I'm leaning more towards I'm leaning more towards that because I don't know, like intuitively I'm just getting the feeling that yes, start looking for a job and you will find it because someone's going to assist you in that. They're going to see you and they're going to be like, yes, we can come together and I can help you. Let's go ahead and pull another card though. Hold on. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So this is like doing something repetitively, recreating something again and again and again. It's like you're in your house, you're in your zone. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that um like financially wise, it's like something that you really have to put the time and effort into recreating. It's not something that people are going to know about you even just by looking at you. It's something that is kind of done in your own little workshop, your little workspace. Okay. In regards to the Two of Cups, though, it's like, again, it's like they're offering you work. Getting more drawn to that you look for the new job. I mean, if the investment is going to pay off, I mean, wouldn't it be nice to have the backup anyway, in case it doesn't, so to speak? Because it looks to me like Spirit is saying that they are going to assist you in getting the new job. And it's because, I mean, this is a worker. This guy is working. He's got his hammer, he's got his nails, he's creating something real, something sustainable. The only thing that makes me hesitate is just I wonder, I'm like, is that the actual investment itself, though? Is that like you putting in again and again and again? But intuitively with that Two of Cups, I just feel like they're saying someone is going to assist you in getting some new type of work going here. And it's going to be something that's real and sustainable and meaningful. Okay, but let's pull one last card to see. 1, 2, what's the last part of the message? I'm going to trust. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you got the World card. So what is it that you really want? You know what I'm saying? Like, what your true belief is going to be revealed to you. It's almost like I just was talking about with that tower and tower of beliefs and stuff like that. Like how I was saying, like, I don't really believe I could win the lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like, is there something, a blockage in you that might be holding you back from whatever investment that you made really coming to fruition? And so therefore it's kind of being reflected back at you. Like, no, like you don't feel like there's like a lot of people don't really believe that. We've always been taught, like, if you want something worth having, it's going to take hard work, dedication, and determination in order to get that thing. Now, you will be divinely guided either way. Like I said, you got this Two of Cups. You got someone coming along to help you with this. And they're going to open up this workspace for you in order for you to really create something. And you really need to decide on what it is that you want and pay attention to what you're putting your focus on. Because what you're focused on is what you're going to get a lot of. You're going to see that it's like, let me tell you, when I've been in the world energy before, it's like, it's a lot. Let me just say that it's very heavy energy. And it's like, even the bad things that you think about will come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? The universe is like saying like, oh, is this what you're thinking about that snapshot? Oh, well, let's go ahead and give you a little taste of it. You know, snapshot, you know? So ultimately, Sea Beach, I have to say, I think that the job thing is going to be where I would lean more towards, because I asked for a specific card to come out. And usually when I ask for that card to come out, it does, if it was going to be the investment. But we didn't get that card. We got these other cards instead. And so focus on what it is that you want. Decide what it is that you, because even if that investment comes to pay off one day because you work on your inner belief system, that it's possible for you to be able to live and afford to live off of just an investment, it's always nice to have that backup just in case. You know, because they're just, I feel like that's what they're saying. It's like as simple as that right now. It's just that if you want that investment part stuff to pay off, then first you have to work on that inner self, that inner core belief that is your tower. That's everyone has a tower that they build on their own belief system. So and if you do that, if you take those actions, you'll be successful. But you have to take the actions. You know, and you have to really be aware of what it is that you're, I mean, anything is possible from the world energy. That's literally supposedly that's actually the first card of the tarot deck. It's the void. It's the card which all other tarot is formed after that. You know, the next goes to the Fool, right? But this is the actual void of the creative space where you pull from in order to create what it is that you want. So go with the job, but keep focusing on the other stuff that you want, to see if you can create more with that. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps. I feel good about it. I feel like it's a good cards. So you're welcome. You're very welcome. Oh yes, I know. Oh no, Geraldine. Oh, you just saw a notification now. I'm sorry. Oh. Missed you, lady. Okay, there was someone else. Holland Sass. Holland Sass, I remember now. You'll take a reading. Aquarian. Okay, we got it. Aquarian for Holland Sass. Absolutely. We'll pull you a zinger for sure. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I'm really needing a drink of water though. This can't. I mean, if you know anything about me and my streams, you know I have to get up at least once during my stream, right? Like, oh my gosh. I didn't bring my water. Listen, Holland Sass. Someone sing a song for a second. I'm grabbing my water. I'm back. Okay. Oh, okay. Needed that. I know, but you know I have to get up at least once during the stream. I had, even on someone else's stream, I have to get up. I really think I have every single stream I've done. Like, it's like a curse. Oh, Shalina. I love you. All right, Holland Sass. Holland Sass. Tune into your energy here. What is it that her higher self would like to know? God, please. Give us a clear and concise reading. I feel like, didn't you also used to have a different screen name? Yeah, aren't you Crystal? Yeah, everyone's changing their screen names on me. Okay. People being really chatty up in here. You got some guides being chatty. Mm-hmm. Holland Sass. All right, there we go. They say it's almost ready. One more little shuffle for Holland Sass. Here we go. For Holland Sass. Okay. What is it that they would like you to know? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, baby. We got the High Priestess. Very appropriate card for the time of the year, considering this is when the veil is the thinnest. So the veil is being pulled back for you to see something. This is the most psychic character in the tarot deck. So she is really asking you to pay attention to your inner world, so to speak. Like what's your intuition telling you about things? Because you're about to be put through an initiation of sorts to see if you're ready for that next level of intuitive training, I guess you could say. Like they're pointing out like the castle that's far in the distance. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's possible that you possibly want to have a new home or something one day, but I'm just like this could be like on your pathway to creating a new home for yourself, so to speak. Just gonna throw that out there. It's just coming to me randomly. But ultimately, this is going to become down to a test between two things. And which one are you going to choose? You know, it's testing time. It's like you're going to choose, okay, the example that I usually give, honestly, is the one where I talk about like soda cans. Okay. Like imagine you have two soda cans and one gets shaken up and the other one doesn't. And then someone flips them around behind their back and they say, choose one. And then you have to intuitively use like your connection to your guides, your connection to source, to choose the one that's not going to explode into your face. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll have to use like all your senses for it. Because if you think about it, for me, they're telling me like what you would listen for is this, you'd hear that in the one that is going to explode. All right. So listening. I don't know if you're a clairaudient or not, but it's like listen to the ringing that happens when it happens. You know, whenever I get that ringing in my ears from my guides, it's like I always tell them like, okay, whatever message it was that you just sent to me, like let it be downloaded into my heart so that I can understand it properly. Okay, because they are talking to you and they are asking you to make a choice. All right, this is going to be a choice between two things. Let's go ahead and see what the next card for Holland says. There's the 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so this is a cleanup. This is a time of cleaning up of words and thoughts, things that have been shared between two people. And it's like, make sure you only take what's yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't walk away with what other crap someone might leave behind. You know, like what belongs to you, what doesn't belong to you. Okay, what thoughts and feelings, perhaps, like let's say if you get into a battle with someone, right? Like, and they throw out a bunch of stuff. All right. And a lot of times that stuff is going to be projection, but perhaps some of it you might have in common with them. And so you take that on as your own when really it's not yours, it's theirs. So that's what I mean by that. Like, don't take something that's not yours. Don't take away something that is someone else's projection and make that about your own self. It almost ends up becoming like a 3 of Swords incident where it's like now that sword is stuck in your heart, and to the point where it's like maybe you don't even know that it ends up being there, you know? This is a crossroads, in my opinion. Okay, with the way those 2 of Swords lie. You know, considering the High Priestess is an initiation, as a test, a choice between two things. Again, this is a choice between two thoughts, two ideals, two beliefs. Okay, and one person shouldn't be left alone to have to clean up a battle of two people. You know, these we got these other characters and they're just kind of walking away from the battle. Like, that's not exactly fair, in my opinion. You know, so keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and pull the last part of your message. For Holland Sass. Let's pull the message. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. You're really going to have to step into your queenship here when it comes to your emotions. And you're really going to have to start trusting your emotions. You know, as women, we've been taught not to. You know, we've been taught we're too emotional, right? That we need, in this world, it's like being emotionally vulnerable is not always been the safest thing for us. But this is saying, like, in order to really be seen and known for who and what you are, you have to be willing to be vulnerable and be willing to share what those emotions are. And again, don't let someone project onto you what's going on inside of them with words, and then you take that on as yourself. Like, know yourself, know your own heart. You're going to really need, I mean, you feel deeply, you know what I'm saying? And you have crown chakra opening going on here. Like, your crown chakra is opened. And we already were talking about the buzzing coming in, right? Your guides coming in. So it's like they are trying to give you those messages. They are giving you that energy and shining it on you, so that way you can see the full glory of what you really are. You know, it's almost like you're holding back that this collar around your neck. It's like you're holding back the words, because that's what a Queen of Cups would do. She doesn't really want to be using her. She'd much rather be in her feelings. It's easier for her to feel things than it is for her to speak and share it. But in this case, the Queen of Cups has to start using her swords a little bit differently, and she has to be willing, if she wants to be known, she has to be willing to share that stuff and be brave. You know, use your gifts. You got like the third eye open right here. You know, look at this. We got a cameraman going on here. Okay. Either way, you got a really big heart, and you got spiritual love that's activated your heart. You have true spiritual love. Trust yourself on that. Don't let anyone convince you that you're not speaking from a place of spiritual love, even if it's harsh things that you have to say, you know, because sometimes harsh truths need to be shared with people, but it can still be done from a loving and pure place, you know? So let me see what you wrote here a little bit. Okay. No, your emotions are your strength. That's their problem. If they get defensive, that's something that's theirs that they're not wanting to pick up and walk away with. You know what I'm saying? They're leaving for you. They're leaving the mess for you to clean up, so to speak. Like, that's not your problem. Like, all you really need to do is be most authentic and honest with who you are inside and what you're really feeling. There's not, it's not wrong to feel the way you feel. You know, that's not wrong. Like, the heart is what guides us. I mean, I don't, like, you know me at this point, who I am. Like, my heart is what is the only thing that has gotten me through the hardships that I've gone through for how many years now? You know what I'm saying? So many years now. Like, if it weren't for me allowing myself to feel what I feel, even if the outside world tells me, no, that's not right, like, you shouldn't be feeling that way. And I was just like, you know, I just got to the point where it's like, that is what makes me the most happy, and that's what I'm going to feel. And if you don't like that, well, I'm sorry. Maybe you should figure out what it is about inside of you that doesn't feel okay with that. Because I'm good. You know? Like, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid. You know, ultimately the truth comes out. We're speaking the truth here. So, yeah, the sun can burn sometimes when it's spoken a little bit too harshly, maybe, yes, but how else is anyone going to really know the real you? You can't be scared. You can't be scared to tell people and show people who you really are and how you really feel. I don't know. I just get this really sense that, especially if you're drawn to these energies here, it's like, I already get the feeling you're a considerate and kind and sensitive person. The Queen of Cups isn't someone who is like a fucking bitch. You know, it's like they think about other people. You know, this is why they maybe don't even say the things that they want to say so much, because they feel things, and they know what it would, they have empathy, you know, and so they wouldn't want to hurt someone. Like, they know, oh, well, maybe that would hurt me, you know, but that's the thing, is like, being your truest, most authentic self is more important. And someone who knows who they are isn't going to get defensive about you sharing that with them. Or, okay, with this whole the test thing, or you give that person opportunity to see why are they getting defensive. Again, you're going to serve as a catalyst for them to grow and become a better version of themselves. Because if you're coming from a pure place of spiritual love and intentions when you share yourself with them, then any way in which they take that in a bad way is something that they are asking, God is asking them to rise to the next level on. If that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. I can feel it, but I'm just struggling to put the words to it. So I hope that helps. Yeah. Colin says, you're not too emotional. It's okay. Yeah. Woo! Wow, flying chariots rose in here. What up? Flying chariots in the house. Let me stretch a little bit. Oh my gosh. Let me stretch. Ooh, it's my back. Okay. I think I got to all the people that asked for a reading. Wait a second. Wait. I just read something from Aurora here. Wait a second. Wow, right when you said soda cans, I was crushing soda cans. Well, then you know what that probably means, Aurora? That means that that reading and that card was meant for you too. So that means like you're in an initiation time too. You're in an initiation period. In Diamond. Love that. Love that name. Thank you for loving the message. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, how can you donate? Wow. You could definitely donate to me through, because I don't have an Aurora Diamond Heart one set up. I only have my real name set up. You can donate to me on PayPal through Cassandra Fileski at gmail.com. Victor, could you write that in the chat for me there? Cassandra Fileski. Do you know how to spell it? You know how to, like, that's how you're going to find me. I'm on Venmo. I'm on Cash App. I'm on PayPal, but I'm under my birth name. Let me see if you spelled it right. Oh, you're so close. So close. All right, hold on. I would really appreciate any donation too, honestly. Let me tell you guys. Okay. All right, there we go. I know no one knows my real name. Oh yeah. Put the link in there. Yes, there we go. Oh yeah, you have my. Oh, White Swan! Yay! Thank you. Oh, I know. I revealed the name. Oh, now everyone's gonna know. I should have come up with an Aurora Diamond Heart freaking Venmo before I did all this. But it's just I guess because usually I don't know. I don't usually think about asking donations, but I'm getting to that point where I feel like, no, I should definitely have something set up. We're getting that website done. I keep talking about it. We're going to get that website done. We're going to get these ways for people to donate to me. If I could actually have, well, I don't want really YouTube taking 50% of whatever it is that people send me here. So, but, because I know they take a lot. Okay. I'm just looking. Oh, I miss you, Flying Chariots. It's been so long. Yeah. Oh my God, and So showing up too. Hi, Sue. Hi. Nice to see ya. What's my Venmo? My Venmo is Cassandra Fileski as well. It is Cassandra Fileski. You'll see me with the blue hair. And there's only one of me with the blue hair, you know. And thank you again, Miss White Swan, for putting that in there. Wait. I don't think I'm at Aurora Diamond Heart on PayPal, though. You know what? Let me look. Hold on. Let me look. Let me do this. You know what? Hold on. Oh my gosh, guys. Yeah, I'm Cassandra Fileski at Gmail on PayPal. Let's see if there's a way for me to share my thing here. How do I do that? I should know this. Oh, I like that picture of me I have there. I haven't seen it. Okay. Like, there we go. Send a request. Okay, shush. Okay. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to send it, how to share it. Other than, let me just go back here. Let me see if I can just show you my picture. All right, you see me right there? That's me. Yeah. Anyone know how I could, how do I get that? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Aurora. Yeah. Oh, my handle is Aurora on there? It is? Oh, snap. I just don't want some other Aurora Diamond Heart, I guess, out there getting a donation for readings that I'd do. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I should really be better at this. I'm drained. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm definitely getting drained now. Like I said, I've been up since 7. Oh, let's see if we can share this. Copy this. Copy that. Okay, hold on. Look at that. There's my Venmo. You guys can use that. I put it in the chat. That's my Venmo. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know which one is which, but you just searched PayPal for Aurora Diamond Heart and I showed up? Victor, are you saying that? Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Awesome. Thank you for helping me figure that out. Yeah, it's been 2.5 hours now. I did manage to smoke what? 1 cigarette during the stream. That's pretty good. The last 4 of my phone is 8883. That's 3 8s. That's it. I mean, we'll let you send it without verifying it, but I'd rather you verify it. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, I would hate to just have to have it accidentally go to someone else. I mean, it would be a nice little present for them, I suppose, but I could definitely use it, guys. I don't want to sound like I'm begging or nothing, but I could definitely use any little bit of help that I could get since Christmas time's coming up here, you know? Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to say before we probably get ready to head on out here. Like I'm like, I want to keep going with the tarot readings. Oh, Patrick. Yes. Appreciate the love. I really appreciate the love. I appreciate every one of you guys being here tonight. I won't. I definitely won't eat too much candy. I'll be waking up feeling sick the next morning. I do have a donut saved though. I actually have pizza ready to go that I got, and I have my favorite flavored donut, which is maple frosted donut. And if you really would like a reading from me, a more detailed personal one-on-one, you can email me at auroradiamondheart@gmail.com. Or even now at CassandraFalesky@gmail.com, because now you know. Now you know. Now you've been made aware of my secret name. That's how you really summon me. See, now this is dangerous because now people can really summon me. But it takes a few things, you know what I'm saying? Like, it takes like at least 3 things, right, to summon a person. So I would need like a cigarette for sure. If you're going to summon me with the ritual, then you're going to need to know my birth name, a cigarette, some type of sweet caramely type of treat. Okay. And then last but not least, what would the last thing be? A stuffed animal of some sort? A cigarette, a donut, and a stuffed animal in my name. Maybe. Yeah, right? The tarot stream ends because someone just summons me and I'm out here. Just gone. Oh my God. Oh, that would be funny. Oh my gosh. Exactly. Everyone name in the chat what your 3 summoning items would be. I definitely would like to see what that is. Weed, coffee, and sticky buns is for Divine with Susan. Yes. I could see that being you for sure, Susan. A crystal. Yeah, a crystal is another one. That was what my mom was originally going to name me, actually. So that's kind of funny. Yes, trust me. It was harder to do tarot and smoke cigarettes at the same time than I thought it would be, Patrick. So that is why the less, because when I'm home and I'm just like laying around, that's what I do. I sit there and play on my phone and I smoke cigarettes until I can be brave enough to somehow slowly start to let it go. But at this point, it's like I mean, I listed off some of the crazy things that I have going on every day here lately. It's just been like one thing after another. I have to get all of this stuff done. I'm just like, I'm tired. Oh, here's for Geraldine. She's got her dog. To summon the dog is the sausage, a ball, and a squeaky toy. I can see that being a summoning thing for the doggy. Yes. Cigarette. Yes. Cigarette. Okay, guys. I think I've had it. I think I've did it. I already passed up the possibility to end on an angel number at this point. We're at, what, 237, 238? So no 222 this time. Oh, Mrs. White Swans is salty chips, a dill pickle, and crystals. I like that one. I like that one for you. Oh, I guess I could have said that too. Yeah. If we're going with just purely substances, it would be kratom, a cigarette, and weed, right? Anything Doctor Who related, Adventure Time. Gosh, so many things. I'm excited to do some more of my movie covers, though. We went over Arrival today. For those of you who didn't catch it, we went a little bit over the movie Arrival, which was a really creepy movie after I rewatched it. Like I said, I hadn't watched it in 8 years. I'd completely forgotten about this movie until it came up and Spirit told me during the live stream I did with Michael. And I was like, really? It's like, you're going to tell me this here now? I was like, literally like in the stream thinking like, oh shit. It just unfolded before me. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I love you guys. Take care. Oh, Geraldine's is a cup of tea, a cigarette, and a carrot cake. Oh, delicious. I love carrot cake. What? My favorite dessert, though, I have to say, is creme brulee. Creme brulee is my favorite dessert. Anything that tastes like creme brulee, anything that has that vanilla-y, carbly flavor, I am all about that. My vape juice tastes like that. It's like, yes. Burger, chips, and cola for Victor is his go-to. Okay. So you're a burger timeline kind of guy. I got that. I do love burgers. I'm a meat eater. I can't do vegan. Tried that before. I'm definitely, and if I'm going to eat meat, I'm going to be eating steak and beef. Although I have been getting into Pita Way a little bit lately, which has been dark meat chicken, which I accept. Although I watched this terrible thing the other day about how even organic chickens, they're soaking in chlorine water before they sell them. Do y'all know that? Wait. Just wait. Wait. I just see the words chocolate penis and I'm like, wait, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the Ace of Rods? What are we talking about? A divine god rod made out of chocolate? Interesting. Ormus. I take Ormus every day, actually. Man, what I wouldn't give to be a fucking breatharian. Why can't I just integrate my reptilian version of myself and just be a fucking breatharian? Man, would I love that. Because personally, eating is it's such a task. It's such a task for me. Like, I don't know. I'm not like normal people when it comes to eating. Fucking God. Chocolate penis. Yes, I know, Victor. Yes, I'm praying for you on that one. Where is Chris Pine anyway? Where's Crispy Knee? Always popping in at the beginning of my freaking streams. Where did he go? Is he still here? I bet you he's gonna call me tomorrow and be like, "Oh, that was a great stream." I'm gonna be like, "Really? Were you there for the whole thing?" Just playing with him, but I am gonna tease him though. Wow. Okay, I'm getting slap happy. CP. Oh shit. That is the initials of chocolate penis. Why are we? What? How did chocolate penis get brought up into this? Yeah. Why? What is going on? I mean, we did see the Ace of Rods a lot this evening. We did see the Ace of Rods. And Selena, I love you. Don't let anyone get to you. I just want to say that. Like, don't let anyone put their stuff on you. Okay? Going in here changing their screen names and shit. Like, no. The card reading they got, that was the most hopeful card reading that I could have pulled out for them. So, like, I hope they take that and use it. I got you covered, girl. Yeah. Yeah, it's important to soak them in chlorine. I heard that if one chicken has salmonella and you soak them in the chlorine, all of them get a little bit of it though. So what's that about? And now it's soaking into the meat. The chlorine is soaking into the meat of the chicken. Like, oh, Patrick, making me blush. Wait. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Okay, Aurora. chocolate penis is the favorite dessert. Is that what you're saying for Aurora? Oh my gosh. Where do you get these chocolate dicks at? Although bachelorette parties, I'm sure they sell that type of stuff. What is going on? I'm losing control. Losing control of the chat. You guys are going nuts. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh, that you make my cigarette go out twice. I saw that, Victor. Let's see what you're putting in there. The drink. You made sure to add that. Because let me tell you, sex on the beach is not a good thing. I mean, think about the sand. No. Who wants to have sex on a beach? Not me. Not me. Oh my God. All right. All right. I've let this go on for another, what is it? Another 7 more minutes. It's just so hard to leave now because now I'm just having so much fun just reading and chatting with you guys in the chat here. It's used to kill salmonella. Well, I'm going to have to send you the video that I saw because I heard some shit about it. It doesn't seem like it could be a good thing, Patrick. Oh, wait. What? Selena, what are you apologizing for? Don't apologize, Selena. Nothing to apologize for. I love you guys. It's been a great Halloween here for me today. You know I love to do my holiday episodes. You know I'll be back to do my Doctor Who Thanksgiving special because that's what I always do on Thanksgiving because I'm the most thankful for Doctor Who and the series. You know, we'll go over some more of the good ones. Whatever spirit guides me to talk about. I just trust at this point. I just trust that they're going to guide me. Next step, show me where to go. Show me what to say. Show me what to focus on. Give me the movie that I need. Give me the show that I need. Help me relate to people. Help me share myself with people. Help people be able to open up and see themselves in the things that I share. Like, I really want us all to elevate our consciousness so that you guys can get on that level of where I'm telling you, like, I'm literally getting in car accidents and I'm like, it's no big deal. I got true love in my heart, boo. Like, we're both okay. It's just a car. You know, I got true love. I experienced true love in my heart. Living with true love. I'm telling you, it's been the weirdest thing for me lately. I'm just like, wow, I really have true love. I really feel it. I really feel it. And I want everyone else to feel it. Because let me tell you something. It just makes life magical. It makes life magical. You almost got arrested today, Aurora. What the hell? What? I know. I don't want to leave, Patrick. I don't want to leave. What did you almost get arrested for? Aurora, you're such a troublemaker. Oh. Wait. You almost got arrested because you locked your keys in your car? No way. How could you get arrested for that? Would they think you were stealing? I would love for you to hit me up for a reading, Jason. In fact, you know how to get a hold of me a little bit better. Make sure you comment on one of my Facebook posts to check my messages from you. Because that's really the best way to do it. If you comment on one of my Facebook posts, hey, I sent you a message, I sent you a DM or something like that, I'm more likely to get to it because I check my comments more regularly because I really do put a lot of effort into my Facebook, even though I've kind of been saddened by it lately. I've just been like, because if I don't have something that feels like real me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I post things that it's like, okay, I relate to it, but do I really feel it? You know what I'm saying? Like, my Facebook is like an art page, you know, of what I'm really thinking and feeling. And sometimes I don't even have anything like that. Like, I used to attract all these memes, and sometimes I don't have that feeling at the moment, but I'll go my time hop and I'll be like, oh, I remember when I was feeling that. I guess I am kind of feeling that way still now. So I'll post that stuff, but it's like I need the new stuff. Like, I've already felt that feeling. I want the new stuff. Give me the new memes. Give me the new funny memes that express me and show people, you know? Hey, yo, Adriana. Let me see, hold on. I pull cards for free when I'm in here doing my streams and stuff like that. But I don't usually pull them for free outside of here, no. But if you can't afford the full payment of what I charge, I'm definitely more than willing to work with you, you know, on something. Okay? But make sure, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I do weekly polls. Okay, when I do come back, anyway, not weekly, but when I come back, I always do a poll for the collective. And if you're really hard up and you're like, oh man, I know she's gonna do a card pull for the collective. I really need a card pull from her. Like just come in here and be like, please, I really need a card pull. That will mean so much for me, to me, just you doing that I'll pull cards for you. And I even would for you tonight, right now, but I'm beat. I'm exhausted, and I really want to be. I have to like really connect to spirit when I'm doing it. Otherwise, I feel like a fake. So it's like I can't half-ass it, So just come back, Adrienne. I promise. Or reach out to me, Yeah. Have a great Halloween, guys. And I am going to have a website soon, so that way it'll be a lot easier for you guys to get and book readings with me. Yo, Adrienne. Oh, is that a Rocky reference for real? Oh, I love that. That was a good movie. Oh, Selena takes one to know one. Takes one to know one. Oh, Aurora, you guys, you're overwhelming me with love here. Thank you. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to carry it with me while I'm out door dashing this weekend. I'm just going to think about the great time I had in this chat. Because, and I did tell my friends this one time, and I'll be real with you guys, because I am a highly telepathic person. Okay? There isn't much if you think about me and you have an emotional, your heart is activated and you're thinking about me, I get the messages, good or bad. I get those messages. And so after I do my streams, okay, whatever affects people emotionally when they're hearing me talk and stuff like that, for the next couple days, forever long, like it's like people are catching up on it, I will literally feel like I'm rewatching my own stream telepathically with the people. I'll feel the feelings. I won't always know where it's coming from or who it is exactly that's thinking it, because that's the hard part to distinguish, is who is sending me what. Some people, I know their energy really well, so I'll know exactly who it is. Or some people just have really strong, powerful energy, identifying energy, and so it's easy, But for the most part, I don't know really who it is. I just know that for the next couple of days, I'm going to be reliving this stream, for better or for worse. I'm going to be hearing it and I'm going to be feeling it, and that's the same thing that's happened with the past couple of weeks. The streams, it's like they've just been like repeating, like someone's just been repeating parts of it to me and feeling with it, like, wow, like this is amazing, wow, 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 and I really love that about my telepathy. I love it when it's in a good way, so the eye of the tiger. Dun, 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 dun. I will try to come back once a week. I really, 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 really will. I do try. If I'm going to come back, it's going to be on a Friday. It's going to be on a Friday. I knew I couldn't be the only one. I knew I couldn't be the. That's awesome, though. Oh, Chris. Oh, Chris Beanie. Look who decided to pop in. Huh? Have you been paying attention this whole time? You didn't hear me shout you out there like 10 minutes ago? I'm going to tease you about it. Yeah, I was just talking about you earlier. I was like, where's Chris Beanie? I was like, where is he at? Well, exactly. Crispy knee. Yeah. Where were you, huh? I was AFK. What does that mean? Wait. Am I reading that right? AFK? Yeah. Okay. It's all right. I tease. I tease. I know. I was talking about you, Chris. Look at that. Don't tell him what I said, though, guys. Don't tell him what I was saying about him. He has to go back and watch. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. All right. I'm definitely going to end this before the 3-hour mark. We're definitely going to end this. Oh, shit. Well, now I feel like an asshole, Chris. I'm really sorry to hear that about your daughter. I hope she's okay. Yeah. I really hope she's okay, Chris. You'll have to text me. We'll all be sending some prayers. In fact, that's what we're all gonna combine our abilities right now. Everyone who's in the chat listening right now, let's just send out a prayer for Chris's daughter. Let her be okay. Help her get her life together. Help her find her way to live a life where she feels most fulfilled and like she has divine purpose and meaning in this world, and that she has connections of real value. That's the prayer I pray for your daughter. Okay. All right, guys. On that note, it's 11:12 according to my computer. 11:11 just passed by, so I hope you made a wish. And I love you all so much. And thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of what I do here. I look forward to coming back and doing more streams, pulling more cards. Geraldine, I love you. Sorry you missed first parts of it. I'll try to make a mental note next time to send you an actual message ahead of time, so that way you can know. Because I really like when you're here. Your energy, it's like we're a pool of energy. You know what I'm saying? And you're one of us. You belong here with us. One of us. One of us. It's 3 a.m. there? Oh my God. Well, thank you for being here so late. I love you. And look forward to the fact that we are also November 1st, Day of the Dead, one of my favorite holidays, honestly, because I know the veil is thinnest, and I pray that everyone gets a really magical experience and encounter with loving, benevolent spirits that want to communicate with them. I'm asking that magic come into their life and to inspire and ignite them in a new way. I'm praying that for everyone who watches the stream now and in the future. We're doing a lot of praying today. That's my prayers for you guys, because this is an exciting time. You know, like, it's not just by chance. Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm sorry, Geraldine. Oh. I know when I never know when people are going live either. I'm always trying to check Facebook, make sure I don't miss it. You know what? It's funny you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. Like, the other day, I just had to like totally step back from Facebook for like 2 days. I didn't post anything. I just couldn't. I was like in this sad place. I kept having these dreams that were like happy but sad at the same time. And this song came through, and it was like, oh, like God. So, like I just explained, you know, like I have to find something that expresses my true feelings and stuff. And it seems like I've seen every fucking meme out there at this point. Finding a new meme is so hard. I've seen it all. I feel like I've seen it all. Okay. For real now, though, yeah. You guys all have a great weekend. Chris, I'll be texting you. I want to know what's going on with your daughter. Me and Malakuth, Marduk. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sign off now. Bye, guys. I love you. Take care. I'll see you next time. This has just been the best Halloween. Thank you. I love you. Bye.